Opie and Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie Anthony.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio.
I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshats.
These dummies that work for us. You guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
E-Rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Chester.
I seen the cops knocking the truck window out, and I thought they was giving the man UPS. I thought the man was dead. That's the way it was.
For many days I didn't bring him here because I suffer when he bites me. Bite him my vagina.
A family member dies and you insult me. What the hell is the matter with you anyway?
Okay, terrific.
Asshole!
It's Friday! Friday! It's Friday!
I kiss you on the mouth. Do you want to kiss me?
Hoo-hoo, Robin. Hoo-hoo, Robin. Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo, Robin. Robin. Hoo-hoo, Robin. Right, Robin? Tell him, Fred. Tell him, Fred. I invented everything. Put a bandana on your car. Sirius sucks ass.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
Hello, fuckface.
Hello, exactly.
Ooh, good morning.
Those little opening intros speak volumes. Sometimes they're just complete nonsense.
Who's in charge? That's all I want to know.
George W. Bush, presently. But he's only got 3 years left, if that's what you meant.
The faithful listeners will understand this. Every morning we start our radio show in a very, very cold studio.
They could see it. I'm wearing my parka.
I feel like it's deja vu all over again.
Yogi.
Yogi stinks. Learn how to speak. It's not cute.
Made a career out of it.
And I'm telling Yogi Berra to learn how to speak. Shows you how bad he is. So Anthony's sitting here once again in a massive winter coat.
Yes,
because
cold.
The problem is still not solved.
No.
We still have to start the show in a very cold studio. The countertops are freezing. So, no one is taking care of this problem for whatever reason. We have a million people between us and the big guy at XM.
Yeah,
but no one could figure it out. No one could fucking figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Don Wicklund can't figure it out. I don't know if it's got all the way up to Eric Logan, but no one can figure it out. Bruce, the guy who runs the New York facility here, he can't figure it out. All I know is we still start the fucking show every day in a freezing cold studio. Why? Because they have AC or something that kicks on in the middle of the night? Or
it's a building issue. It's a building-wide issue, Opie.
So we're like, fuck everybody. We'll take care of the problem. So we started using a space heater.
Mm-hmm.
A fucking space heater.
Yeah, one of those
to warm up the studio so Anthony doesn't have to wear a coat.
Yeah.
I got long johns on, and I got like 2 shirts on, so
it's chilly.
So I'm okay. So we've been using the space heater because we like to solve our own problems. Because if we wait for anybody else, it will take forever. And now the space heater, what?
Well, E-Rock put it in the wrong plug. I just say that to look at his face. He looks at me like, "What the fuck? What? Oh, I put it. No, I'm teasing, of course. E-Rock plugged it in. and turned it on. And, of course, space heaters use a lot of power, Opie. Electrical heat, oof. A lot of current running through there. And we also had the halogen lamps on the same circuit.
Oh, by
apparently.
the way, we had to go out and get lamps from, I don't know, Pottery Barn or something because we've been bitching about the lights in the studios ever since we started at XM. It's just not bright enough in here.
Not bright.
They didn't solve that problem either.
Yeah.
So we had to go out and get stupid lamps.
We got some lamps.
You would think you would just get more powerful light bulbs or different light fixtures. It looks like it would be an easy fix. I even said just take down this spaceship that's above our fucking
bridge of the
heads.
Enterprise ceiling.
We don't need the spaceship if it means we're not going to have proper lighting in here.
Yeah.
So we have these lamps that we got from Pottery Barn to light up the studio, which is another problem that never was fucking solved. God, I'm in a pissy mood, obviously.
It gets solved.
So we have the space heater to warm up the studio. We have the fucking lamps that you would see in your living room because we're trying to light up the place so we can see each other. God forbid we see each other when we're broadcasting.
Yeah.
And then what happened today?
Well, the space heater blew one of the circuits. So the lights went out and the space heater went out. And apparently a lot of people now are thinking it's a conspiracy theory because Jimmy on Pal Talk, which just went down for scheduled maintenance, so they're not going to be able to see it for a few minutes. But people saw the clock and are assuming that we are doing the show earlier or the show is on a big delay or something because they saw the clock behind Jimmy say 10 to the hour that we start.
No, we're just getting into the phenomenon that is known as Lost.
Right.
Want to just fuck with your minds.
Just Lost.
A show that's stupid.
And the power went out, so we have no clocks.
Right.
Those clocks are very important to us.
Well, yeah, so...
They tell me when it's time to go home.
So we plugged in the space heater. It blew a circuit breaker, which took out our lights, took out our clocks, and we don't even know what else it took out because supposedly on the circuit breaker it says something about studio equipment.
Yeah, that's why Mars didn't want to flip it back on. Now, it only took out the lights and the space heater as far as we know, and the clocks as far as we know. But he didn't want to flip it off and then flip it back on again because he wasn't sure if anything else was connected to it. I'm assuming if anything else is connected to it, it would have blown. I've dealt with circuit breakers. Just flip it off, flip it back on.
So it's 6:51 because we don't have any clocks. I have no fucking idea what time it is. It's 6:51. We're freezing our asses off, and we don't have enough lighting in the studio.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
It's unbelievable.
It's cold, dark. It's like the Arctic. We're in the Arctic. It's cold, and it's dark, and time means nothing.
Your sound clips from today's show. Brr. What time is it?
Brr, brr. Let me look at my watch.
10 of 7 still.
Brr.
Steve in Charlotte.
Hey.
Hey.
I can't see anybody.
What's up?
Dark.
About every little thing there is.
What?
You bitch about everything you do in your life.
Dude,
first of all, Steve, my bitching is way the fuck down. So you're not being honest right there.
I think I have the wrong party, sir.
Second of all, when you hear a shitty radio show because we're fucking freezing, Anthony has to do the whole show with a coat, and we can't see shit because there's not proper lighting in the studio, then you're going to be bitching.
You work 4 hours a day.
We work.
That's right, Steve, you asshole. We work 4 hours a day. Deal with it.
Steve, you don't want me to start calling it in, trust me. Because then you'll have to find some other shitty radio show to listen to, and guess what? You're not going to find it.
There's none out there.
Hey, the show's great.
We want shit to work. We've been bitching about the lights in the studio. We've been bitching about coming in here and freezing our asses off. We're not asking for much.
Steve, what do you do?
Sales.
Sales. You never have a problem at work.
No, we always do.
Yeah, and what happens? Do you voice your complaints?
Of course he doesn't.
During your on-air or on-air? During your working hours?
I guarantee Steve doesn't say shit because he's too scared to get fucking fired from his $10.50 an hour job. Steve, we're brave enough to fucking call people out. You're not. You're calling me out, but it's so dishonest, it's not even funny. I haven't bitched in months.
Workers outside in the cold weather all day, working 10 hours.
I did that, you fuckface.
So did I, asshole.
I never did, and I never will, because I'm special.
I had a caddy in the month of October. It got a little chilly at times.
I one time had to get out of my new caddy and walk into a store without a heated escort.
Steve,
I do love you boys, though.
Steve, seriously,
we hate
the
you.
only way we get things done is to bitch on the air, because then everyone runs around and scurries down there in Washington and panics like, oh, my God, I might lose my cushy job. I better take care of it finally.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
And the faithful listeners understand. We've been bitching about how I can't tell you, it is freezing in this studio. And look on Pal Talk. Anthony's got a huge winter coat on.
Pal Talk is down.
Oh,
damn it.
You know, that's no way to do a radio show. You can't sit around in a big winter coat.
No.
Trying to be funny.
Wanting a jacket is, wanting a clock is fairly reasonable when you have to kind of be on a schedule with a show. To say I'd like a clock to look at is not really a big demand.
Did
sir.
E-Rock come in here with a clock?
Yeah.
Is that a digital clock?
Yeah, we need some kind of clock.
Eric's
Nice.
a sweet boy.
No second hand.
That's wonderful.
Thanks, Steve. Now he's going to listen to himself. Jeff in
Steve's an
Florida.
ass. Steve is
Hey,
an
how you
ass.
doing, guys?
What's
Yes.
up?
Hi.
Just calling to bust your balls and see how your manginas are doing this morning, because you're doing a lot of bitching.
They're a little tender.
They're chillier than they should be.
They're cold and I can't see it.
Usually, females have their periods the middle of the month, not the first of the month.
Yes.
Man, why doesn't anyone understand what we're going through?
Because they don't.
Sir, do you understand?
I know we have an easy job and all that. I never said we didn't. We do work a lot harder than 4 hours. I wasn't even going to try to argue that point with that guy. But, I mean, we just want basic shit. We don't want to freeze our asses off when we're trying to be funny and entertaining.
Don't you understand
I
it's
can
for
understand.
you, the listener? It's for you that we are complaining because we want to be able to have conditions here at the studio where we can put on the best show ever. Ever.
So, the show is awesome. I've been an XM listener for about a year and a half now, and you guys are all I listen to in the morning.
You have a toilet, sir? You have a mother?
Jeff,
Yep.
we know the show is awesome. The people around us are not awesome. And that's what I'm saying right now.
Oh, look who's around you right now.
Fan.
Fan.
Fan is
I don't
awesome
know.
life.
He's fantastic.
I'll go a little further. The staff here in New York, love them. They're awesome, too. I'm not talking about them.
Not all of them.
Maybe a
Talking
couple
about-
of them.
I'm talking about people that can't get fucking problems solved. They know who they are.
Well, I can relate. In my line of work, you got to do some bitching to get the bosses to get off their ass to do their job. So I can relate.
Sure, it impresses them when you stutter like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Let's go to Chris in Boston. Chris, what's up?
Morning, my frigid little friends. Listen,
Hello there,
this
our
call to solve
Boston.
your problem.
Wait, this is normal. E-Rock has...
Oh, no.
It's a hotel alarm clock.
He's got an alarm clock that you would see in any hotel, so I could see the time, because we do have to take breaks and stuff. And now he's got, like, how many extension cords? Because you don't want to plug it in the studio, because who knows what will blow next.
Blow something up.
So how many extension cords?
One industrial extension cord.
Right.
And to the other side of the office.
This is plugged into the office?
No, on the other side of right here.
Oh, one of the cubicles?
My God.
There's no
This is
second
normal.
hand. I told you what you
normal.
should do is to stand next to Open, just make the ticking noise every
Oh, could
second.
you do that and rotate your arm around your body? Tick, tick. Yeah.
That's
just
right.
like that.
It's hawk o'clock. That means everybody eat mayo and shit your pants.
You know,
20 to hawk.
You know what? And we understand things happen, okay? I'm talking about problems that we've talked about for a really long time. And when we got these lamps, I said this is a quick fix, but I'm still not happy with the lighting in here. Yeah. I remember saying that.
I know.
We got those lamps who knows how many months ago? At least 6 months ago, I would say.
Doesn't show off our tans.
Guys, I called to solve your problem.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Why can't you just put a pair of Steve shoes in the middle of the room? So it toasts
What a
things up?
callback. If Steve had his flaming shoes, we could just put one on one side of the console, one on the other, and huddle around them and warm our hands.
I feel your pain. I'm just trying to help you out.
Hey, E-Rock, could you do me a favor and go get my winter coat? It's time to broadcast. I'm not even kidding. I'm freezing.
I'd like mittens.
I got gloves if you need them.
No.
Actually, guys, body heat. Everybody just strip down and huddle up.
So you're preaching to the choir.
Punch it out, man.
We do that on hot days.
Sure do.
I will say it again. We need better lighting in the studio. Better than the lamps that we bought months and months ago. And we need to have a warm studio.
Right.
So we will be saying it for the 10th time. Oh, thank you. This is normal.
Putting on his heavy coat. There he goes. E-Rock, Pal Talk, back up. Get on your cam. Very important to people that they can see Jimmy Norton.
I've heard that seeing me on cam is all the rage.
It is.
It certainly is.
And so is XOXO in the show she put on this morning.
Yeah.
For everybody in the office. Wonderful.
Let's say hi to Tom in Cleveland. Tom, what's up?
Opie, you're a clock diva. Maybe you can take that extension cord and Jimmy can plug his drill in.
You know, crazy me, I say we just
Actually, you know what?
fix the circuit breaker and see what happens.
And you probably both have cell phones. You both have Blackberries. You have computers in front of you. Don't they all have clocks on them?
You need a second hand, sir.
No,
you have to have a second hand.
No, they did say just use the computer to your right. No, I need a clock right in front of me.
All right.
It sounds really stupid, and I'm not going to try to explain it. It's just a lot easier that way, to have something right in front of you, a big digital clock.
It's almost like having, Eric in front of me. It's not the same if I can't look over and see him.
I say we do the show with no clock and just try to figure out when 4 hours is over.
And then we just leave?
Yeah. We just leave, and then someone goes, guys, it's 8:10. You did an hour of radio.
No, we're such dopes. We'd probably stay here like 12:40.
Right.
Time is it?
Yeah, panicking. Yeah. You think we made it to 4 hours? It's
panicking Pete.
It's 3 in the afternoon. Oh, God. Jason in Louisiana. Jason, what's up?
Hey, first-time caller, long-time listener.
Thanks, Jace.
Yeah.
Say one of Jimmy's lines and say that you guys are phenomenal.
Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I can already see the new Steve C promo coming. Hater Divas.
Hater Davis.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Can you say that again?
Hater Divas.
Hater Davis.
Hater Davis.
Hater Davis.
I liked you on American Idol last night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, you made it through. All right.
Look, guys, just wanted to tell y'all, got a game that I played to just pass the time as an over-the-road driver.
Yes.
The golf courses and stuff that we pass in the countries and all that, I have a set of train horns on my truck.
Train horns.
So, take that as enough with the
Are you in your truck right now?
Oh, it makes for a wonderful thing.
Oh, no.
We're losing you, buddy. We gotta move
I
on.
wanted to hear his train horn.
I know. Andrew in Virginia Beach.
Heat and lighting are for top 100 talkers.
He might have a valid point there, Opie. People that made the top one. You know who I bet has heat and lights?
Rusty Humphreys.
Rusty Humphreys.
You have to see the paper when you're jotting down that song parody.
Is in a well-lit, warm studio as we speak, broadcasting.
In a suit jacket.
Comfortable.
Him and Neil Bortz.
Neil Bortz is warm like it's in the Caribbean, and it's lit up, and he knows what time it is, both literally and figuratively.
I've read Neil Bortz's contract, and he said it's got to be as warm as the inside of an elephant's colon for him to do a successful radio show.
Exactly.
By the way, I guess today's the day that Michael Harrison will come on the program.
Oh, that's good.
Is he going to actually come on now?
To explain that why we weren't in the top 100 talkers in America.
Explain the criteria for that top 100 and how we did not fit in.
It just doesn't make sense. I guess we got to explain once again. There were people that were in the top 100 talkers list.
Rusty Humphreys.
That are like one market sensations to begin with.
Yeah.
One lady just does tech talk, and she beat us out.
Yeah, she does like a 10-minute little show or something.
And Bob Edwards, who's on Satellite, the Satellite Sisters. I mean, I'm saying there's people that are satellite acts.
Bob Edwards, who's, he does 1 hour a day. Our own company admits that we're bigger than Bob Edwards. So I don't know. So we're going to talk to him today.
Hey,
Get
good.
to the bottom of that.
Good.
We'll see how honest he is.
Right.
What is he going to say? We didn't fit the criteria?
Yeah,
well,
what
guys,
part didn't we fit? There's a whole list. They actually spelt it out. And I thought we fit everything on there, but apparently we didn't.
All right.
We have the lists. Maybe they could bring us the list again so we could talk to this gentleman.
Yeah, before he calls.
Thanks, Dan.
Who wants to hear Howie lying? Might as well get all the bitching out of the way now.
Isn't that just his show at this point?
It certainly is, but when he's lying about us, we got to set the record straight.
Yeah.
Here's the latest. Don't worry, it's a quickie.
Yeah. For all you people that are like, why do you got to talk about it every day? Well, when it comes up on his show, what are we supposed to do? Sit back and make believe it didn't happen? No, we address it.
All right, here we go again. We got to explain something again.
Maybe
we're not broadcasting anywhere.
So much explanation.
Maybe that's why nothing's getting fixed around here is because We're not broadcasting. These things aren't on.
Hello?
The fans that call it are all actually employees in Washington fucking with us.
Right.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them.
They haven't been on in a year.
Yeah, we just don't want to piss them off. I bet you that's what it is. There's no
Maybe we're
electricity
just
going
not
through these things.
broadcasting.
I've actually been fucking the same fan over and over, but she just wears different sunglasses and loses, or actually puts on 50 pounds every time.
All right, well, we got to explain something again after this clip. Here we go. Howie lying once again.
One last question. Do you think later down the road, Sirius subscribers are going to have to be paying for just your channel alone?
No, I don't think so at all. I think that we're part of the service.
They might get rid of everything else, but they would never charge you more.
You'll have to pay more for everything else, but not us.
I mean, I've heard...
No. In fact, on
XM, if you want certain stations, you have to pay extra for them, like $1 extra a month.
Well, they tried that with Opie and Anthony. The problem was no one was willing to pay for them. They're a complete bust.
Yeah.
We're a complete bust.
Yeah, we're a complete bust.
We're a complete bust. He's going to explain the premium channel thing that happened in the beginning of our fine run here on satellite radio. Yeah. I'll have to go back a little bit here.
You have to pay extra for them, like $1 extra a month.
Well, they tried that with Opie and Anthony. The problem was no one was willing to pay for them. They're a complete bust. Nothing happened over there as a result of them. No one, it's a big difference about whether your fans are loyal enough to go pay for you. So they what they did when they hired them is they hired them for nothing because they couldn't get work anywhere.
Right.
All right, man. Thanks.
And they take care. They hired him for nothing, and then they said, "Well, I'll tell you what. We'll charge $1 extra for you guys, and you guys can participate in that. If you can get people to pay $1, and they couldn't get anyone to pay.
Not one person.
And now they've unleashed.
Not one person we couldn't get to pay, Opie. Remember me and you actually buying thousands of subscriptions all by ourselves just to make it look good?
Look, man, when we signed with XM Satellite Radio, they had a business plan that they thought was going to work.
Yeah.
They really thought that... they could get another revenue stream going. Howard, you know about revenue streams, right?
It's called tiers. You know how cable television has basic cable, and then there's a tiered system where you can get premium programming like HBO, Showtime, kind of an a la carte kind of a thing like that. That was this business plan that they had for a little while. And we were to be part of that tiered plan. We were not happy with it. We didn't want to do it right from the start.
We thought it was a very stupid idea.
Yeah, we wanted to be on. And a bigger reason we were on is because they were scared shitless of this program. We had screwed up. We had targets on our backs at that time. And they were a little scared about letting the general population of their platform be able to just tune into the show. They wanted to have it subscriber based.
We were really bummed, but they wanted to go into this very safe.
Yeah.
Very safe.
And we were told from day one, let's see how it goes. And they were talking about any kind of backlash, any kind of problems with the show, and then we'll discuss getting you off of a premium channel. Not how many subscriptions come in, because they were very happy with the amount of subscriptions that came in. So were we. I was very surprised. After 2 years of not being on the air, we had a hell of a lot of subscribers coming on board. But we didn't want to be that way. We wanted to be part of the entire XM platform. And when they realized we weren't going around biting the throats out of babies on our show, they put us on the platform. And that, my friends, is the God's honest truth.
And the business plan just wasn't going to work. So
no.
They want to expose us to the entire XM nation. They knew that we were going to be good boys, relatively speaking, in the satellite radio world. And they're like, this is very smart to expose them to everybody.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened, Howard, and you know that.
I heard the argument both ways from people that don't like us very much, that we were on the premium. And it's like, oh, they got to put them on premium because... no one listens to these guys, so they want to make as much money as they can. And then when we got off the premium, the same people were like, oh, they had to take them off because no one was subscribing. Well, what's the difference? What's the difference if no one's listening to us and 5 people subscribe? Wouldn't you rather pocket the 5 people's money and keep pocketing it?
And Howard, if we were a complete bust, why didn't they fire us yet? Because you even said in that rant that they got us cheap.
And we've done nothing.
Right, so why didn't they fire us? If we're such a bust, you asshole.
Yeah.
You think they're just good guys allowing us to broadcast a show even though we stink?
Yeah, we stink, Howard. We stink.
And they didn't get us cheap, Howard.
Well, relative to what he makes, everyone is hired cheap. Relative to the Howie paycheck, yeah, they got us real cheap.
Yeah, they got me so cheap that I just looked at a multi-million-dollar apartment in your fucking building, asshole.
Ixnay anje ide ahye artman pay.
We're going to have fun in the elevator together.
Fun in the elevator. Opie and Howie going down. Fun in the elevator.
It's a terrific place. I just don't know if I want it yet, that's all. So stop lying and saying that the XM got us really cheap.
Can I borrow a cup of sugar? Hoo-hoo. Do they do that anymore?
They didn't get us cheap.
Smack someone in the face if they came to my door.
We're beyond successful here at XM.
Jimmy's like, they didn't? What? That's we should.
You know, I wish that Eric Logan and the gang down there would release some numbers to the press.
Yes.
Because the phone calls we get behind the scenes, but they're like, you can't say anything, though. But, my God.
I wish Eric would release his barber.
Oh, my God, the latest survey's out, and blah, blah, blah is happening, blah, blah, blah is happening. But this is like, why is it confidential information? Why don't they release numbers?
Secret.
Because then we could shut all these idiots up.
Secrets. I believe it has something to do with the stock. Anything that's mentioned about numbers and subs by anybody that seems to be in the know, and we would fall into that category, affects the stock. And we are not in the position where we can discuss that. Thank you very much.
Howard Stern, we're your worst nightmare, and it's only going to get worse for you.
Oh, it's really only going to get worse. We have more listeners than you. If you're goofing on how many listeners we have and how much of a bust it is, how do we got more listeners than you? Every day. More people hear this show than hear your show. What's that about? What's that about?
And Opie and Anthony always win in the end.
Right.
Trust me on that.
Even when it looks like we're getting it in the end.
Then the Babylon Hole...
Come out victorious.
The Babylon Hole had this to say on the show yesterday.
Listen.
And now they've unleashed the army, so...
Yeah, the army of 4 people. Very impressive. But listen, you know what?
I get it.
Who cares? That's my point of view. I mean, honestly. Well, there's the army. Here they come. Whoop-de-do.
Whoop-de-do. Why'd you have your press conference off your show, Howard? Why'd you have your press conference? Why'd you call it in a place? You used to have it on your show. You could do press conferences and invite the press into your studio and do it that way. You knew nobody was listening. You know how many listeners you have. It's not that many, is it?
And if we were a bus, why would we be discussing a contract extension right now with XM?
We are.
Yes,
we are.
Yes, we are.
How is that happening?
We tell the truth here, Howard, you fucking asshole.
We tell most of the truth. Opie, shut up.
Well, they're happy and they just want to, continue the relationship. That's all I'm saying.
Who wouldn't?
That's all I'm saying. Wouldn't? Don't panic on me, Anthony.
You guys have a
Panicky
contract?
Pete.
Yes, we have a contract, Jimmy.
You'll
too,
get
soon.
one soon, one day. One day, we can all sit and talk about our contracts together.
And as far as the O&A Army, keep laughing, Howard. Keep laughing.
Laugh your goddamn heads off.
Keep laughing. It's more than 4 people. You know that. You knew it to the point that you raced your freaking limo. You didn't even want to deal with the 4 or 5 guys that showed up at work on their own, by the way. We didn't have an all-out assault. Some of the pests took it upon themselves. The video is online. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Took it upon themselves to just wait for Howard outside the little doggy company. He arrives in a limo with all sorts of security guards waiting. They probably have walkie-talkies. Howard's making the turn.
Here it comes.
And then they open up this huge garage door, and Howard pretty much runs homeless people over to get into the garage as fast as possible. Then they shut the doors.
The NORAD vault door shuts.
But you'll see it on the video. Before they shut the doors, I guess he goes around a corner, and our own Ben Sparks, who used to work there, he goes, "Oh, my God, you know what they're doing with that limo?" I go, "What, Ben?" That limo is going into a freight elevator.
The entire car.
The entire car goes into a freight elevator And then it's taken up, how many floors? I forgot.
50 floors? I don't know.
We were there a bunch of times and trying to remember. Way up. Let's call it like 50 floors. Sure.
Yeah.
They take the limo 50 floors up, and then Howard gets out.
Can the driver one day just leave the limo running in the elevator, please? And roll the windows down?
Ben only knows because that's how he used to get his cock up to the top of the building.
That was the only way.
This is the same guy laughing about our army and the 5 people that showed up.
Hoo-hoo.
You know, if you weren't scared of them, why don't you roll down the window and have a little fun with the pests, you pussy?
Yeah, have some fun with them. They'd enjoy it.
But Ben swears that limo goes into a freight elevator.
Yeah.
And then it's taken to the 50th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then he steps out in complete protection. A little paranoid, Howard? A little paranoid?
Just a bit.
We got a lot in store for you, too. Trust me on that.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun.
We'll just bide our time. And then this dumb thing happened.
Someone was saying that he doesn't want to take the car into the elevator, but it is the only way to get the Sirius unit that's in the vehicle up that.
Ben, is that
I'll actually correct you. It's the 36th floor.
All right, 36th floor.
Howard takes a freight elevator that gets out on his wing, where Jeremy's office used to be and all those guys' office.
That's
so he gets
great.
out. He doesn't even interact with anyone serious.
Yeah.
And it's all closed off.
This guy's such a great guy. He doesn't even say hi to anybody else at Sirius.
Dream come true to work with that.
Yeah, he's got walls set up and everything where no one is going to run into him.
His personal office is bigger than Mel's.
Really?
Yeah, it's huge.
Must be nice.
Well, he's got the bigger ego.
Sex change teacher controversy on the news.
Yeah.
Perhaps we
Thank
have
you,
this
Ben.
on tape. I just saw a picture of it talking, and that is hysterical enough right there, the audio.
Right,
oh, look, there he is. Oh, my God.
Wow.
It is William Frawley. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Look at the little...
Oh, my God.
He's trying to do the Mrs. Brady hair.
Right. Is that an SNL character?
Come on. Is there any way to pop up a little audio?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Some late change of life
That's
thing
her.
that you decided to
This
do
is
on
a
a
her.
whim. It's a process your mind goes through, and you finally come to the conclusion, if I'm going to be free and happy, there's something I have to do about my situation. And thank heavens today for medical science that can help people like that.
Thank heavens?
Not every transsexual goes through
I don't think heaven has
the
anything to do with
operation,
this.
so to speak. In fact, they live as women for many years without that.
When is he getting
But
the
there
operation?
are various choices you can make when you come to that
He's had it
conclusion.
already?
And
How's
I
our
made
cow
one
we should
that
do with the
was
operation for
to
him?
me.
Leave the Secretary of Defense alone.
A headectomy.
You heard the parents and the piece.
I listened.
And the fact that they're elementary school age,
Are
roughly
you
5
disguising
years
yourself
old
because
to
you shot your friend in the
12-year-old.
face?
Oh, my God.
You're
I was
a parent
I was
yourself.
right
Can
behind you on that one. Damn
Understand
it.
at all their concern, because many of these young people, kids, saw you as a man.
Yeah.
And now they're going to
see you as a man with a wig. See you as a man with a wig and
I
mommy's
can
earrings.
understand the parents' fear, and they're trying to
If you
project
were to
that fear onto
change
the
it to a
children.
woman, wouldn't you dress
Because the
sexier?
children don't
Lily
have that
Macbeth.
fear.
Lily.
Okay?
Yes.
They learn that from adults. And if we teach
I don't think
children
He's not even dressing like a woman. He's
that's
got
what they're going to do.
what is known as Crazy Eddie clothes on. Remember the guy that used to do the Crazy Eddie commercials? It's a blazer and a turtleneck.
If your teacher changes his or her hairstyle or color, are you prepared in what you're going to
hair
say
color.
if indeed a young child says to you, what did you do?
You don't discuss those things with a child in the
You just
class
leave them going
under
home
any
confused.
circumstances.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is, if somebody came into you in a classroom and asked a question, nothing to do with anything of your personal life, you put that aside until some appropriate time.
Oh, stop. Remember when a teacher used to come in and said they were getting married?
Yeah,
They tell you about the whole thing.
Well, you'd hear a teacher had their cock lobbed off.
Right.
You had to ask.
Remember when Chubsy Ubsy kissed Miss Crabtree?
I could discuss that with you another time out of the classroom.
Personal things happen all the
and
time.
you put it off, and pretty soon they forget it. They go back to doing
No,
what they're doing.
they don't forget it.
Yeah.
They got to look
But you
at you
don't
every
discuss that
day.
with little
This
children.
is a woman now?
But you don't lie to them either.
That's what he says.
How about with your own
All right,
your own children? They're adults now.
Oh, his children. Hold on.
They're adults, and they're free to make any decision they want.
They're not happy.
Have they been accepting?
No.
It's been difficult.
At times, it's difficult.
At times.
You have to remember they're going through the same process everybody else has.
Oh,
Dad's a faggot.
And,
right.
I respect their right to believe what they want.
Oh,
to
you could tell.
So now
Disowned.
you wait for the call. You're a substitute. So what that means is you're on a list.
Right.
And then you
They're
wait
actually
for the,
spending more time with his cock.
6:37 in the morning.
This guy's expected a Mother's Day card?
I wouldn't.
Oh my! Do you realize they have friends that used to come over at high school that that's fucking so and so's father.
Protocol they follow, and I live by that. I've lived by it for years.
I'm curious, because all the attention that Felicity Huffman is getting as the Best Actress nominee for Transamerica, and the attention this movie is getting, does that help with awareness?
I think the movie gives a very fair presentation
Wait, what is
of
he?
the agony.
He is a guy
like me go through.
with no male genitalia. Has nothing to do with being a woman. He's not a woman. It is a guy that decided to remove his genitals and try to have them fashioned into some sort of vagina.
An ass.
And he looks like a man wearing a Mrs. Brady wig.
He looks ridiculous.
He put a little. He's wearing makeup, a little rouge, a little lipstick, and a little eyeshadow. And he's plucked his eyebrows.
People like us go through.
But I swear he does. He looks like Rumsfeld or Cheney in a wig.
He'd look more feminine if he actually had on one of those plastic Princess Leia masks. And by the way, Dad, if you're listening, don't even think about it. I won't accept it.
This process.
Who would?
Who
would? Poor adult kids.
That's supposed to be your dad.
You gotta hug him.
Adult kids.
You gotta hug him to
Thank you for coming and sharing that with us.
Yeah, the big back pat.
Inviting me.
Thanks for inviting me.
Wish you all the best.
Wish you all the best.
Time now for the weather.
Thank you.
How's your dad?
Time now for the weather. And the weatherman's standing there with the butthead look on his face. Just not even moving, just as...
It's cloudy with a chance of castration. Whoops.
What the hell was that?
We got to get an expert on to explain that, because I don't get it on any level.
No.
Why you would make yourself look like an ugly old woman.
You know, you want to dress up
with
like a
male,
broad.
with a man's voice.
It's his prerogative, if in private or whatever, he wants to dress up like a broad. I saw a show on HBO. These guys decide to dress up like broads, and then they go hook up with each other and have a whole day as women. They go out shopping. They go out to a little nightclub, and these guys are just men in women's clothing. That's it.
Are they gay or no? Are they like Ed Wood?
No, some of them are like, Ed Wood. I like to wear women's clothing.
I love
women. And they're guys, and that's what this guy is. But he, went the distance, and now he's disowned by his kids.
Well, you have to know that the whole time you're bringing your buddies over, all your jock friends. Now you're looking back over those years, going, "God, Dad wanted all their cocks."
Oh,
how creepy is that? Picture your father rubbing one out to your buddies.
Oh, stop.
Mike in Kentucky.
He's thinking of Chet and his abs.
Chet.
Hey, good morning, boys.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, I just want to know if this guy stands up in front of the class and tucks his cock between his legs and says, "I'd fuck me."
I'd fuck me. Would you? It puts the homework in the basket. Who wants to come up to the board and solve this problem? Oh, James? Would you? Thank you.
Well, this would be a perfect time to play the song that came in overnight. Oh, my God. John S. in Hartford, Connecticut. You nailed it.
I got the answers to your quiz right here somewhere. Let me look for them. Wait a minute. Is she a great big fat person?
Greatest question ever asked under any circumstances.
Jimmy, wait till you hear this. Ooh. This had us all laughing really hard in the office today. It's John S. in Hartford, Connecticut. He's got James Gum doing Down in a Hole.
Well, we were commenting on how some of the music from the 90s, the grunge music, the alt music, kind of the vocalists, a lot of them sounded like James Gum. And this guy took it the next level and did an Alice in Chains song as James Gum.
Down in a Hole. John S. in Hartford. Bravo, sir.
Nice guitar work there.
Can you help me put this in my van? Would you? With my broken arm, I don't think I can. I have been guilty of murdering girls that are fat. to tuck in my junk. Frederica. Great big fat person. You're down in a hole and it's all because you aren't thin. Now you're forced to put the lotion on your skin. Wait just a minute, was that just a knock at the door? I smell a cunt, it must be that old FBI whore. You're down in a hole, yeah, and I'm in control. You're down in a hole, 'cause I hate my pole. I like to tuck. I like to tuck in my junk.
How good is that? John S. in Hartford. Very nice.
Good job.
Very good job.
Nice, simple, and it works.
He got the job done.
Didn't even ask for it.
No, let's say hi to Paul in Boston. Paul, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, I just want to know if that shim teacher was a cougar or not.
Yeah, he's a new cougar.
Punching out.
Out on the prowl. If you're 71 and he's like 71,
yeah,
just fucking stop it.
Enough.
Just die with dignity and think of your family, you selfish ass.
Right. Selfish ass.
If he was in his 40s even, it's bad enough, but like you might have 25 years ahead of you, so...
Yeah.
71, tough it out. Think of your sons.
Right at the end, he's got to, like, have his children disown him.
Yeah, and they're going to look at you in the coffin in that stupid blonde wig. Oh. All the years you tossed a football. Now all of a sudden you're laying there in that awful 22-year-old lady wig. At least get gray hair and a bun, Helen.
A bun.
Get a bun.
Don't you think if you're a parent, you got a little more responsibility? Like you were saying, I mean, he's a bit selfish. It's
just a tad.
His entire family's like, oh my God.
So
how are you not supporting this?
How are your children handling it?
Yeah, that shook him up a bit.
They haven't set me on fire. You know.
This is how his children are handling it. Fast forward to Christmas.
All right.
He's in his living room waiting for the phone to ring.
Hello.
Where are they?
Where?
They're right now at the store trying to find the Hallmark series. Merry Christmas, faggot. Thanks for nothing, comma, Dad.
You think he's gonna have the one understanding kid that will buy the Mother's Day card though? Like, I can't believe I gotta do this.
That guy has just created so much baggage that other people are now going to have to deal with.
Absolutely.
In relationships and stuff.
Yeah, what you do affects so many more people.
Oh, it's a blast radius.
It's a trickle-down thing.
Right.
Man.
Grandchildren,
and...
Got to look at that disaster coming over.
Grandma.
I think you do that when you're young and single.
You can make a few bucks.
Right. There you go, Jimmy. Let's go to Rachel in Texas. Rachel.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey.
That was the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Rachel, you've called back. What was, Rach?
The song.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes.
I like that song.
I think it was a great song.
Please put that on ONA.com.
We'll do that. I'll hand it over right now. Have Steve throw that up on opieandanthony.com so people can download that.
Rachel?
All right, Rachel.
Could you say something? Could you say something nice about me, too?
Well, I was going to ask Jimmy, when are you coming to El Paso, please?
El Paso City.
Well, El Paso is
by the Rio Grande.
Doing a little Slim Whitman.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I will be there, but not until it all depends. Right.
Please. My husband and I bought XM just solely so we could listen to ONA, and we want Jimmy to come to El Paso.
Thank you. Maybe someday.
All right,
Dallas,
we'll
probably. We'll figure it out. It's like we're all going to sit down. All right, look, guys.
Yeah.
We know we got some stuff coming up. When is Jim getting El Paso?
El Paso.
How's about this? Never. Problem figured out.
That's the best way to answer one of those weird questions.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're all going to get together. We got Elo coming in. Hugh Panero has been under the weather, but he's going to fly in. We're going to figure out.
We're going to figure it out.
When I'm getting El Paso. We just don't know yet. The whole company has.
Don't worry, though. We'll figure it out.
It's a very complicated issue.
Know how many times I've heard that and nothing happens. Don't worry. We'll figure it out, will you?
That's why it's called that. You El Paso it and go right to L.A.
Wow.
I knew it was going to bomb.
Just took a trip to El Bomo.
Oh, it's linked up on Foundry Music already? That Alice in Chains song you just heard from John S. in Hartford.
Yes.
It will be linked on opieandanthony.com as well.
Fucking Steve. El Prompto.
No, Steve's been terrific.
Good boy. He's El Assholo.
He's unbelievable. Mark in Massachusetts.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, want to let you know, today's the first day I've turned XM on, and I've had it on for 5 minutes. First song I heard was Down in the Hole. I got to get that song.
Oh, look, you're a 5-minute listener?
Just turned on to you guys today.
All right, we have to recap.
Yes. I met Anthony
what was
about
the first
11 and a half years ago. I was doing this show, and
BAB, and then I had a band, song parody. Opie, we played it on the air. Me and Opie talked, invited me in. Offer came to Boston. Me and Opie went to Boston, fired, said the mayor was dead, got hired in New York. Good run there for 3-4 years. I don't know.
The reason why I kicked Chester was because,
I
had the prime rib.
He had prime rib.
I watched the Knicks in the playoffs, and I was very happy.
And I discovered girls.
For a glass of water, and I went back down, and there was my prime rib dinner on the rug.
Lousy drunk took all my money.
And the dog was eating the prime rib, so I decided to kick it across the room. I was very pissed off that day.
Hey, this is Jimmy Norton. I want to introduce you. And then St. Pat's Cathedral, boof, out the door, 2 years hanging out.
I heard about that.
Oh! Well, then we don't have to fill you in on
heard
that.
about the Sex for Sam thing?
All right. What did we do when we first got to XM? What was our first bit? Remember.
Fix this. That's broke.
Okay.
That's broke.
That's true. Okay, let's do that for 3 months.
Okay.
All right. Hey, well, welcome to the program, Mark.
You're all caught up.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
I really appreciate it. Great time.
Hi, Daddy.
Looking forward to some fun times.
Yeah, thanks. Jake in Jersey.
Way to talk like an adult, stupid.
Fun times.
What's up, Jake?
Oh, tell me that this fucking freak show doesn't look like Bruce Valanche from Celebrity Fit Club.
Oh, my God, you nailed it.
All right.
You nailed it.
Hey, look.
Punch it out.
You nailed it. That'll be on Photoshop. The Photoshops, by the way, we haven't talked about the Photoshops in a while. Whackbag in the Photoshop section. Bravo, man. They continue to do just great work with that.
Who did the Robert Reed one that you showed me?
Oh, well, that was me.
Was that you?
I've gotten all caught up in that. There's plenty of great software out there now where it's not just Photoshop. People are taking a lot of video. There are some real talented people out there. I don't want to forget anybody. Mike Pop is very good. Cigars and Scotch, very good.
There's another one, too. I can't remember. I haven't seen it in a while.
Was it Ben's Hog? No.
I don't remember his name.
Norton's Hog. Yeah, Norton's Hog. Very good.
He kind of does the same work as Ben's Hog, but he's much smaller.
There's video, because now any video clips from us on Pal Talk cameras, from news things, they take like Howie, they do hysterical shit with the Howie videos, and pop it up there. And it's very funny. I've never seen such a talented bunch of people on a message board Photoshop thread.
What was the one they did? There was, I think, the three of us. They put in a video a minute after we talked about something. It was up like three cowboys.
It was us curling.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh, the curling video was hilarious.
It was us curling. They took video of curling and had us. Curling.
It's the Photoshop section on whackbag.com.
Yeah.
They do a very, very good job over there.
Funny.
Photoshops. And the bitching's way down, and we greatly appreciate that. Because we think a fan site should be more happy posts than negative posts.
I liked when Kevin Smith was here and
talked about his website.
Call me crazy
for saying that, but I think a fan site should be more positive than negative.
Yeah.
Or we can't, promote it as a fan site.
I liked when Kevin Smith came in and talked about it and said, no, it should be a kiss-ass site. He goes, that's why, he's in charge of that site. Whackbag isn't our site, but we do promote it, and we'll only promote sites that are positive to the show. Why on earth are we going to go and promote sites that bash the shit out of us and the show? Why would we do that? It's ridiculous. And then they whine sometimes, you only promote whack bag because they, kiss your ass. They're not kissing our ass.
No, they get negative at times, but all we're asking for is a fan site that's way more positive than negative.
Right.
There's a fan site we used to promote all the time. I swear to you, I haven't checked it out in 8 to 9 months.
Nope.
I just gave up on them.
Let them sit there.
Absolutely gave up on them.
And have fun with each other.
You want to there's negative posts you got to have sometimes, but you just want to balance. Like if I see myself getting bashed in a thread, and I know it's hard to imagine, but it's happened.
No.
Jimmy, kid you not.
I know. Hypothetically, let's say it
if
did
it would have happened.
Okay.
You got to look at the responses, and when like 8 out of the 10 responses, whether it's about the show or anything, from like the regulars are all kind of negative, you're like, all right, well, that's got kind of like a negative vibe. There's no balance. There's been times where whackbag has really fucking annoyed me, but you'll find a bit of a balance there.
And it's a few people. The majority are pretty cool.
There's only one guy that doesn't like me, and he posts under many different names.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, that's why I encourage these fan sites, if they are fan sites, to eat their own. Because it does come down to a few that completely wreck the balance of a message board or a fan site, and that's the job of the actual website, to eat your own.
Yeah, I get on there though, and I talk a little smack if they're bitching about the show or something like that. I try to balance it out, and if they don't, can't turn them around, fuck it. I'm not gonna get all pissed off about it.
Do you believe there are people that didn't enjoy me farting into the mic?
What?
No.
Shut up.
Do you believe I would sit there and I would write and create that bit where I would stand up and put my ass, how far do you stand from the microphone? What do you eat to make it loud? No one appreciates
logistics.
Exactly.
By the way, your ass on Pal Talk yesterday is all over the place.
It's hilarious.
People have been photoshopping that. One gentleman just quickly put a gay man fully aroused right behind you.
Of course they did.
It was a simple, short, and sweet one.
All right, why don't we go to break with put the fucking lotion in the basket?
Oh.
Break? I thought it was time to leave.
Well, it's 2:46.
It's not Opie.
Or it's 8:47. They try to fix the clocks because I saw them going backwards.
I didn't even notice that the tower was turned on.
Yeah, the lamps are back on. I saw them working on the clocks, and I saw them going backwards. And at this point, I guess it's 2:47. And that clock says 8:47 now as well.
What's the one that's like 3 o'clock?
I'm scared.
It's almost 3.
That's why I said 2:47.
Oh, I would have called that like, I don't know, 13 to 3.
Oh, I go digital. You're old school.
Yeah,
you got to go digital.
No, back when I was a kid, and I would say it's like 10, 12 minutes to 3. I would say that.
You must have been a fun kid.
Yeah, I was a lot of fun back then.
I would have said when I was a kid, what time is it? I don't know. Hey, what are you... Older boy.
Oh, my God. Let's go to song. It's the Kaplan Brothers, everyone.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this when it's cold. It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose. And when it's done, there's one more thing, a simple little task. It's put the fucking lotion in the basket. Put the fucking lotion in the basket. All these stupid women are the same. Helps me not to think of them as human, so I call them it instead of by their names.
Mister, please no more abuse. Can't you see there's no excuse? My family's probably wondering where I've been.
I'll starve you so your skin gets loose. Stop crying now, you big fat moose. Just put the fucking lotion on your skin, and then put the fucking lotion in the basket. Your chances for survival are remote. I'm impervious to all your silly whining, so wipe down before I jam a moth right down your fucking throat.
Mister, please, my mom's got money. Let me go, this isn't funny. Cops are sure to send somebody. Turn me loose, don't be a dummy.
Listen to you scream and wail. Keep it down, you fucking whale. Mind the broken fingernail. The last girl climbed halfway but failed.
down here, you piece of shit.
Who the fuck is it? I kill you, but there's someone at the door. Don't make me go and get my gun and shoot you. It's a waste of skin. They don't sell fat girls in a fucking store. Put my fucking precious in the basket. Don't you hurt my one and only friend. You don't know what pain is, but I'll teach you. If you lay a fucking finger on my poodle's pretty head, put the fucking poodle in the basket.
Here comes the ladder.
Mars, what are you doing?
See, now this is what Pal Talk's all about.
That's right. You
Being
get to
able
see
to
Mars
see a guy
fix the
set a clock.
That's right. Very important job. Is it a union job or is this just a job for anyone?
I don't know.
Job for anyone. All right.
There you go.
We can almost get rid of the extension cord. All right. Let's say hi to Rick in Cleveland. Rick, what's going on today?
Morning, boys. How are you?
We're getting better, actually. It was a rough start, but I think we're getting back on track here. What's going on?
Hey, I've listened for a long time, back when you guys were first syndicated in Cleveland, and Opie, I got to say I'm proud of you.
Why?
Well, for the first time since I've been listening, you actually came clean in the fact that you killed the dog.
I didn't kill no dog.
Oh, boy.
I kicked a dog really hard once.
And it resulted in his death.
Yeah. Then many months later, Anthony.
Yeah.
Many months later. No one could prove it.
Well, once again, I'm proud of you for admitting you killed the dog.
By the way, I love animals. I really do.
Yes.
It was just an episode I had one day.
Very angry.
I was letting
And
out a lot
hungry.
of aggression.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
there's a lot of pizzas. Pizzas.
Let's go to Ryan on Long Island. Ryan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Hi.
I was just calling to see what time the Pest Karaoke is starting up to this weekend at FH.
Man, I got to tell you, we're doing late night karaoke at my brother's restaurant, F.H. Riley's, in Huntington, 400 New York Avenue. It's supposed to start at like 11:30, man, but I think it's going to be a zoo there.
There's going to be
Jimmy showing up this weekend?
a little crazy.
There's a bar right next door to F.H. Riley's.
For the overflow?
For the overflow. And a guy I went to high school with, his bar is really good too, Meehan's, which is on the same road across the street. If you go in there, just tell them Opie and Anthony sent you if there's some overflow. Because I don't know, I don't know what to expect tomorrow night. You know, we're all going. It's late night karaoke.
What are you going to do with the tables?
We're just going to throw them out. We're just going to throw them. We're just going to
throw them out.
I don't know where. We'll
That's
figure
great.
it all out. It'll be fun.
Opie, are you going to sing?
I might do a little number.
That would be something.
It might be a surprise.
Rockin' the Neil Diamond?
American Idol type thing going on.
Well, maybe I'll do some grunge. No, that's what they expect.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Jimmy, you going?
I have to see if I'm doing shows.
Screw the shows.
God.
Do comedy at the club if you need to get
Gotta
on
work on my
stage.
act.
Then work
You
on it
gotta.
at F.H. Riley's. Do 10 minutes.
How
Do a
much?
spot at F.H. No money.
How much?
You fucking ass. All right, Ryan, we'll see you there.
All right, thanks, boys. I'll see you.
I know a lot of people are going early just so they are guaranteed a spot. I don't know. All right, let's go to Raphael in Connecticut. Raphael, what's up?
What's going on, Opie? Jimmy!
Raphael!
Hey, question for you guys. How could I be part of the St. Patrick's festivities coming up?
Well, we're going to have the hard-boiled egg eating contest. Good old Tim from Springfield, our intern that drives from Springfield 3 days a week. He's not here today? Because he's going to bring more hard-boiled eggs.
Jeez.
He's going to bring more hard-boiled eggs, I guess, next week so we could try it out. And then we're going to have the contest when we broadcast live from the Hard Rock Cafe.
I saw him the day after his failure with the eggs. Well, actually, after we left that day, I walked out, and he was online researching hard-boiled eggs. And I said, you got to keep them there for 7 minutes. He goes, no, 10.
10 minutes.
And he had it like a hardboiletegg.com or something up on his computer.
Well,
he researched it.
If you didn't hear it earlier in the week, we pelted him with all the eggs that he worked hard on.
What do you have, 4 dozen eggs?
4 dozen eggs. We were going to try out the contest to see.
They were all dyed green?
Yeah, to see what we needed to do before we bring it out to the public. And all the eggs were half cooked, so we decided to pelt them.
They went to take the shells off of them, and the first, who was it, Bill? His thumb went right through the shell and just splat a bunch of yolk came out of it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Crazy.
Can't even hard-boil an egg.
I know, the video's online. It's great. A lot of great videos this week, by the way,
yeah.
on OpieAndAnthony.com. You got Tim getting pelted with his own eggs. And you also have, which is one of the grossest things I've ever seen on OpieAndAnthony.com, it was something that made me start gagging and almost puke, and that is freaking rare. I can handle. I can
God.
handle most things. I'm not kidding you.
See, just
I got a
thinking
high
about it.
tolerance, but that was just brutal. Oh my God! Just
thinking about it has got me in a tizzy.
Vos pulled a booger out.
Thank you. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Vos has a thing with boogers where it was probably a good 5-inch, kind of almost like a shoestring, dangling piece of mucus, and he had it on the end of a tissue, and we had Bill, the I guess intern, came in and put his tongue out, and Vos dangles the booger and hits it against Bill's tongue, but it sticks to Bill's tongue. It's almost like, because it was like fly paper, so it touched it, but then it actually stuck to it, and he had to pull it back, and like almost like a fruit roll-up sound as the booger came off the tongue.
Yeah, the
Bill
video
could taste it salty on his tongue.
The video's online. It's unbelievable.
Disgusting. It is disgusting.
Go to OpieAndAnthony.com
and hot
for that as well. Okay.
Would you eat that booger for $500, Ant?
Well, 500.
No.
Suck it down.
Let's go to Bill on Long Island. Bill.
How you doing, boy?
Hello, Bill. Hey, Bill.
I'm coming in. I'm bringing my whole in for the St. Patty's Day thing, and I just want to know what the schedule is now. You know, do we have to? Is there a certain time to be there? They're going to be is it tickets or invites, or how do you get in on that?
Wow, that's a great idea. We should have info. Well, first of all, we're doing a different time, right? That day, Ant?
Yeah.
What is it, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. East Coast time?
I do believe it's more conducive to drinking.
More conducive
than
to
it is
drinking.
at 7 in the morning.
And the people coming into New York City for the big St. Patty's Day parade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Howie says we have no listeners, so I would just show up right at 11. I'm sure you'll get right in.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm sure nobody will be there.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, Howard's trashing us. When was the last time he did anything for his listeners?
4 listeners we have.
Yeah,
so.
I guess 4 listeners will be there when we broadcast live from the Hard Rock Cafe on St. Patty's Day.
At least the handshaking and autograph signing will go quickly with 4 people.
Yeah, let's say hi to Richard in California. Richard!
Is this Richard from California? Or
Yes, Richard.
Yeah, Opie, what's the big source of gross out with sperm boogers?
Sperm boogers?
Sperm boogers, when you got those really long boogers with it's like a hard tip with all that long trail stuff.
Oh my God!
It's not a sperm booger.
Rich, dude, I never had a booger like that. You ever scrape a blood booger off the inside where you fucking nail digs it?
Listen.
Yeah, well, no.
Tell me when we're back.
Boogers can be blood boogers too. They're the same. They're basically the same thing. It's just whether or not they have blood in it.
See, I could eat some crazy boogers as long as they're mine.
Oh, stop it!
But as soon as you see someone else's booger, I don't know what.
I've picked boogers.
What's the source of the gross shot? They're all boogers.
Dude, you ever scrape one off where it's like dry on one side and wet on the other?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Richard, you come to the St. Patty's Day broadcast. We'll get Rich Vos there. Hopefully he'll have exactly what he had the other day in the studio, and we'll see if you'll eat it in front of a few thousand people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like a drippy, long, liquidy centipede. I've never actually picked one that long. Mine tend to fucking just latch on like a fucking... Like, you ever see Alien, how that thing latches onto the front of his mask? That's how my boogers stay to the side of my nose inside. And I scrape one.
I'd be more than honored to eat your boogers, Jimmy.
They're chewy, too. I guarantee they get stuck in your molars.
Is Vos going to the broadcast?
I hope not.
That's one of the things we can do on the stage. We're looking for things to do on that stage. All right, Richard, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for grossing me out even more.
Unbelievable. The Pal Talk people are just perking up here going, what the fuck? It's a clock? Is Mars getting paid by the hour? Jesus Christ, he's setting a clock?
Yeah, what's the problem up there, Mars?
No problem.
Come on.
No problem.
Don't tell me that they even made clocks complicated.
See, this is something that now the listeners can get a little insight. Everything in here is so super complicated that, yes, even setting a clock could take hours.
All right, here's the deal.
All right.
The clocks are synchronized. Okay, and when they get a pulse, and that's why all our clocks are accurate down in D.C., down to the second.
So it's not just a clock sitting there, it's tied into Washington.
Right, absolutely.
Oh, my God. Everything we have here is tied into Washington.
So what I'm going to do now is remove the pulse and just set it manually, and you'll see a manual clock
Do you know when Jimmy took a dump yesterday and flushed, Hugh Pinero actually smelt it in his office because it's piped in to D.C.
Well, it's because they want to know exactly what you're eating, if it's healthy for the air, like astronauts.
Right. Yeah, we're monitored like astronauts.
More importantly, because we have a diverse audience, we got a lot of young people that are listening to us as well.
Yeah.
Be nice to the geeks in your high school.
They run the world.
Because they will rule your world.
They do already. Yeah, they do already. Maybe not in the school.
Be nicer to the geeks.
Outside of school, they rule.
They have a way of fucking up everything. We have a phone system. It's on this very, very involved computer system.
Yeah.
And our show just cuts off right at 11 or right before 11.
Because, again, that's tied into Washington.
And there are so many days we want to go a little later. Just a little later. And then, then Ron and Fez could go a little later. Who cares, right? Mm-hmm. We're not allowed to do that because it's too complicated to figure out that problem.
Do you know if Washington ever got nuked, we couldn't do a show that day? What? You know? That's it's a little upsetting.
Of course it is.
Because I would want to be on the air.
What are those survivors supposed to do to laugh?
Right. Bring a little laughter, a couple of dick jokes to the people after a nuclear holocaust. We'd be off the air.
So they laugh as their hair clumps out.
Right.
He's taking down. He's writing notes.
He wants it.
Clock.
He's writing notes. He's getting all sorts of data.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
The secondhand ticking.
I could just watch him try to figure out setting a clock all morning. Well, they're watching on Pal Talk.
I've actually seen him have the same trouble with a wristwatch.
Hopefully, someone.
Nothing.
I wasn't listening. Hopefully, someone on Pal Talk put him on the clock to see how long it would actually take to set a clock.
Got me.
I know.
Mars, when did you start the clock process?
About a minute ago?
No, you're lying. How many minutes? Someone on Pal Talk's got it.
They know.
That's right.
I want to see how long
got a
this
screen
takes.
cap with a clock on it.
22 minutes? So far, it's been 8 minutes. 8 minutes to set a clock.
8. Everyone's saying 8 minutes.
All right, guys, the Oscars right around the corner.
Ooh.
And there's a story in the paper about Brokeback Mountain.
Oh. Finally going to sexy up the show a little bit.
You ready for this one?
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a lot of jokes coming.
Need my pants?
Brokeback abused sheep.
Sheep.
Did you see the movie? You did see the movie, Anthony.
Of course I did, in the comfort of my own home.
Did they do some bad things
Thanks
to sheep?
Oh, I better not. What?
Did they do anything bad to the sheep in the movie?
Do you think I was paying attention to the bad things done to the sheep?
That's what
I saw in that tent was horrific.
Well, the makers of the gay cowboy flick.
The gay cowboy flick is how they're billing it, yes.
The makers of the gay cowboy flick Brokeback Mountain were too rough on sheep, an animal rights group charged yesterday.
I do kind of remember them tossing sheep around over the back of their saddles and stuff.
You see how they write this in the paper, though? They say the gay cowboy movie were, and they were a little rough to the sheep. So right away you're thinking, the poor sheep.
That they're having sex with the sheep is what first comes to mind because, of course, any just gay guy would be inclined to have sex with animals.
In a letter to director Ang Lee, the Humane Society also complained about the way the horses and elk were treated.
Oh, they were screwing everything.
Can they relax, the Humane? Can they just relax?
Don't worry. The sheep are fine.
They are. The sheep were just grateful they weren't being fucked like the guys were. The Sheep Society actually wrote a letter saying that those men assholes were mistreated.
And they complained about the way the horses and the elk were treated as well in the movie. But don't worry, the horses got their due.
What was that?
Well, we're not really sure what that was.
Yeah,
wink, wink,
I don't really want to.
All right, so here's the rest of the story. The excessively rough handling of the sheep and horses leaves viewers questioning whether anyone was looking out for the safety of those animals, the letter said.
What's wrong with the horses? I know that, like, one of the sheep got away from the flock.
Yeah.
Whatever they call a flock of sheep. Is it a flock?
An orgy.
An orgy. and they picked it up and threw it on the back of a saddle or something, or in front of the saddle, and rode away. If that's rough, I don't think so. I think they do that all the time with sheep out there. The horses, though, what? They were riding the horses. I mean, really, with saddles and stuff, not in that bad way.
And they also wonder how the filmmakers got the elk to lose its footing and crumble to the ground on cue after being shot.
Oh, yeah. I always wonder how they do that when they're hunting in a movie. And you're not allowed to actually kill the animal, but it sure looks like they're killing an animal. Yeah, the elk just kind of... Maybe it's been trained since it was a little elk.
Wait, there's a scene where they shoot the elk? And
the elk kind of falls down like it's been shot.
And
I don't know how they do that.
Maybe they just said,
maybe Maybe they tranquilized him. Wait until he got woozy, film the whole thing. Well, what's a little tranquilizer to an elk?
I would love to know the answer to that question, how they do that in movies.
It was a pratfall. The elk did a spit take, and they thought it wasn't believable.
Chevy elk.
Well, before the animal rights activists got involved, I mean, you see some of these old movies and what they do to horses.
When they used to just steer the horse's head over and it would just tumble. Guy and horse just tumbling down a mountain.
All those westerns, like, how the hell do the horses survive that?
Now it's all done with what they call the CGI.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the footage of they did this recently on Ogreish of a guy? He filmed this, too. It was like for a movie where he threw a cat in a room full of starving rats.
Are you kidding me?
It's awful. The cat's running.
You watched
the cat
this shit?
I wanted to see what it was because it was actually in a film recently.
You're an animal.
And they were like, why would he film this? And the cat is like fucking ball-ass running back and forth across the room. And you know, there's like 1,000 rats swarming him.
Oh.
And they finally just eat him alive. It was really...
Wow.
No other cat friend going, leave him alone. No?
And the other cat friend threw a rock through the garage window because he figured that would alert the police.
Right. Pussy.
All right, let's go to Kevin in Atlanta. Kevin!
Hey, you guys, I was hearing on the Rusty Humphrey show that he's going to be broadcasting there from the Hard Rock for St. Patrick's Day, so I know where all the fans are coming from.
Oh, Rusty Humphreys.
That's why we're going to have a lot of people at our broadcast.
Hard to compete with him.
Yeah, Michael Harrison's going to try to explain himself today on the program.
Love to hear it.
Why we were left out of the top 100 talkers in America.
I'm sure it'll be an honest, genuine explanation.
All right. Another strange item. I hate when they do this, too. Dope! Simpsons beat Constitution.
Oh, they put dope?
Yeah, they do these studies all the time.
Yeah.
Chicago. Americans apparently know more about the Simpsons than about the First Amendment.
Yeah. And?
So?
How often do you see, like...
The First Amendment on TV?
The First Amendment.
Yeah, make a cartoon about the First Amendment, and let's see how funny you can be for how long.
Yeah.
No one cares about it.
Simpsons has been on for how many years?
But they write these stories like it's so shocking. The Simpsons are on 25 times a day.
Yeah.
Of course people know about the Simpsons more than the First Amendment.
Like Americans are dumb. You know, more Americans know the color of their own shit than the Second Amendment? Wow, we're dummies.
Only 1 in 4 Americans can name more than one of the 5 freedoms guaranteed by the First Amendment: freedom of speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition for redress of grievances. But more than half can name at least 2 members of the Simpson family, according to a survey.
2?
Who knows redress of... That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
They just put that in.
I didn't know that one.
Come on, that's an add-on.
The study by the new McCormick Tribune Freedom Museum found that 22% of Americans could name all 5 Simpson family members, compared with just 1 in 1,000 people who could name all 5 First Amendment freedoms.
I think they ought to concentrate on who's ever heard of their museum. What was that?
The new McCormick Tribune Freedom Museum.
Yeah.
Wow.
Part of the survey really shows there are misconceptions, and part of our mission is to clear up these misconceptions, said Joe Blah Blah, the director of the exhibitions at the museum. It means we have our job cut out for us. The museum will be dedicated to helping visitors understand the First Amendment when it opens in April.
Oh, what an awful museum that would be to go to.
Yeah.
Oh,
it would be just like going to school.
Boring.
It's their big study.
Do they do the whole thing or just the First Amendment?
I don't know.
How dull would that be?
But what a dumb thing to throw in the paper. Of course people know about the Simpsons more.
Yeah.
That's just how it is in America.
See it all the time.
Let's go to Rob on Long Island. Rob.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
So what are you going to have Mars do next? Try to hang a picture frame?
I don't know. We're completely distracted because Mars is attempting to fix the clock. He's up to how many minutes, pal talkers?
15 minutes.
15 minutes to reset a clock.
I thought that line would get a little bit more than that.
No, it was terrific, sir. But when you said it,
there you go.
It reminded me of that stupid Earl, and they have footage of him. He's the one that's been eating the pens, that dope.
Yes, I pointed it out to Jimmy yesterday.
All right, thank you, Rob.
With much glee. I went, look, Look at
Fucking
Earl.
pen sticking out of his mouth. Disgusting. Hey, Earl, I stuck those pens in my ass.
Jimmy did, too.
All of them went into my ass.
Well, no, just one.
One,
but he doesn't know which one.
Oh, no, I put more than
He
one.
could have come back later and shoved
I wonder
more
if he got
in
to
his
the
ass.
goodness yet.
If he put one in his ass, it wouldn't even touch the side.
Just sitting there with the pen sticking up out of his mouth. Other people have to touch that.
I know.
No, I bring my own.
My pen.
No, they're the company pens.
He'll lie. He'll say he brings his own pen. You don't.
My pen.
Unbelievable.
This program to bring you the ozone midget sighting of the day.
Who saw this coming? Let's say hi to Tater in Texas. Tater, what's up?
What's up, guys? I got a midget sighting.
All right.
Texas.
Yesterday, when I was going home from work, a bunch of people, they jog and walk in my neighborhood. So I come around this curve, and there's a midget couple pushing a baby stroller. And the jacked up part is it's a normal-sized stroller, so his little midget arms were up in the air. And he had spandex on. She had spandex on, but she looked like a can of biscuits broke open.
Unbelievable.
So he had to reach up to push his stroller.
Exactly, and I was trying to get a look to see if it was a normal-sized baby, but I almost hit somebody coming the other direction.
It should be mandatory that if you're a midget couple and when you get knocked up, they should be allowed to do a sonogram. And if it looks like it's going to be another one, the government terminates it. We have to stop this.
The government.
The government.
Someone from the government comes in.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
They should not be allowed to wear spandex.
Speaking of midgets, everyone go to their workbooks. Page 107 in the New York Post. We got to tape this show. It's called Little People, Big World, Saturday night at 8 on TLC.
Well, that looks great.
3.5 stars.
A whole family of little people.
No,
as they call them.
No. Look
wait.
closer. Little parents raise one big happy family. It's 2 midgets. They have 4 kids. Only one's a midget.
Boy, he's got to feel good about himself.
No kidding.
Thanks for the shitty DNA, Mom and Dad. You passed along the big genes to everyone else.
What a crapshoot, really.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Is the little kid with the soccer ball a fidget, or is he just a little kid?
I think he's a normal kid, but he does have that kind of dwarf look to him.
You can see the other one's a dwarf, though. They have something to do with their shoulders and their stupid bent arms. Give them away. That dumb shoulder, bent arm, perpetually bow-legged, little bent knees.
Oh, this is a series.
Yeah.
Wow, a 20-episode series that focuses on the Roloff family who owns and operates a 34-acre farm in Oregon.
It's actually a half-acre.
I was going to say that. Damn it, you beat me to it. They just tell them it's 34 acres.
Little Fisher-Price tractor.
Oh.
That head stupid. Go out there and cut the grass.
All they grow is that baby corn you find in Chinese food.
Go ahead. Go in the backyard and try to feel useful.
Little baby tomatoes. Grapes. They think they're pumpkins. Go ahead, paint them orange. They'll think it's a pumpkin.
Harvesting off the crabapple tree.
Growing little baby corns.
I just said that.
I hear that
it was
one.
the first one I said.
I'm going to sound very stupid on the radio.
Listen to the replay.
Wait, my body's going to heat up when I hear that.
Yes,
now.
it will.
Oh, that was a good one. Because that was the one
I really didn't hear that. I know. I'm sorry.
The one that started it all.
I was just trying to join the fun. I failed miserably. But it's 2 midgets, and they have 4 kids, and 3 turned out to be normal-size people. And yes, we call them normal-sized people.
That's right.
You want to gamble, go to Atlantic City. Go to Vegas. Don't go to the bedroom like that. And you might pump out a kid that's a fidget or a normal one.
You think they pull a Budweiser truck on a little pony? They have like one of those little stunted ponies, like a giant Great Dane.
And Linda Stasi, Stacy, whatever her name is, another person I will spit in the face when I finally run into her.
She's awful.
Another one that just had some fun things to say about Anthony and I when we fucked up.
You're going to need a lot of spit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't run into any of these people, and I'm looking forward to the day.
You know what?
She's another one. I gotta bring in her article about what she said about us after we fucked up with the Sex for Sam thing. It's unbelievable what she said about us.
You know, if she came up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Linda Stasi. How are you, Anthony?" I'd be like, "Hi, fine. How are you?" I know none of these people that said anything about us, except like I know the usual suspects, the Grease Man, things like that we've talked about. Neil Bortz. I didn't know Neil Bortz said
Neil
boo
Bortz
about
was
us.
all over the TV about
said
us.
a word about us. I know the Fox shows, we had a couple of idiots on there that said things about us, but for the most part, I wouldn't know.
One of these asses...
He's back in. Oh, my God, he put a... What the hell?
Are you kidding me? What does that mean, Mars? What does that mean?
That means that clock cannot be fixed.
This is just like the TV show Lost. What does that mean?
I gave you one clock. The clock to your left is the accurate time.
Oh, you got one? Okay.
All right, so
the clock on the right had to be covered with a piece of paper.
Yeah, why are we covering the other one?
Distract you guys.
Right.
That's fair.
We'd look up and I'd go...
Can we just write the time on the piece of paper every once in a while?
Can you update it every 3 minutes?
Every minute.
Can I just... I'm turning around, I'm going, not that one! Oh, that one.
The same thing.
It just amazes me. So why couldn't we fix the other clock there, Mars? What happened?
That one, since you guys were timing me, that one takes a really long time because it has to go around and catch up. Like it was at 3 o'clock, so I had to go back to 8:30, and it's not something like I can.
Can we get the station and have it slingshot around the sun, and then on the way back, because I saw it in Star Trek, the clock goes back. And then at a certain time, we put on the brakes if Scotty can actually get the reverse warp engines going. And then the clock stops, and it's perfect time.
It's like when Superman flew around the Earth and made it turn backwards to bring Lois Lane, but unfortunately didn't tell that horse to jump back over that thing.
Oh, my God. Oh, Jimmy.
All right, Mars, thank you. I got to bring in some of these articles.
Yes.
When they were editorializing about us. There was one guy, and it might be Linda Stasi, it might be somebody else. Mm-hmm. It might have been Adam Buckman, another one that I'm not happy with.
I know Adam Buckman, yeah.
One of them blamed our parents and said that how dare they raise people like us, and that our parents must be awful people for spawning Opie and Anthony, and our parents should be tarred and feathered and thrown in the river.
Was that it?
So you just forget all this stuff, Anthony. I don't forget.
I didn't forget that story.
Don't forget.
I forgot who did it.
Well, can we find that?
I have no idea who did it.
Can we find that today? E-Rock is really good at finding this shit.
No,
he'll find it. Yes, he is.
We won't.
Yes, he is. You hear him screaming, E-Rock? Let's go to Nina in Wayne. Nina. Oh, hold on. Someone needs to get credit, though. We like when the listeners point this out. Pat in Boston.
Hi, boys.
Hi. Hey, Pat.
Anthony, you had a great line. I want to point it out.
Oh, thanks.
If Jimmy sticks a pen in his ass, it will not touch the sides.
Oh, the one pen.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying you only stuck one pen in your ass. And I had called you out as being a liar because if you did that, it wouldn't even touch the sides.
That's very funny.
You would need, like, the handful of pens.
Bravo. Thank you, Pat.
Hilarious.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, thanks for pointing out that hurtful line.
Well, we need the listeners' help because obviously none of us listen.
We don't listen to each other.
well. Yeah. Nina and Wayne. Nina.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Nina.
I just want to point out something about the twins that you were talking about.
Yeah.
The midgets. Yeah. One of the kids in it, they're twins, and one's normal size and one's a midget. Because they had a special on it before, and now they turned it into a series.
Could you imagine? You have a twin brother that's shorter than you?
Yeah, well, they should say you have a twin brother that's depressed.
Right. How do you go through life like that? It's bad enough you're a midget, right? But now you're a twin, and your brother is like normal size.
You're a living case of a capital lowercase letter. How embarrassing.
You look just like your brother if your brother was in a vice.
And the poor little fella has to go, that's what it would be like if fucking this didn't happen.
Every day he's got to go, that's how I'm supposed to look.
Yep.
Anyway.
One extra large, one medium.
Listen to what Linda Stasi has to say about this show called Little People, Big World.
Linda Stasi.
She gets it so wrong. P.T. Barnum knew well that little people make great big shows, and although, thank God, the days of putting little people on display as objects of oddity are long gone...
Thank God for that?
...they could still make a hell of a show.
Really? That's why they're doing it? Because they're interesting people, Linda?
Yeah.
Maybe because they're little fellas, that's why we want to look at them and laugh.
Why not focus on a regular family of farmers who owns 34 acres?
Absolutely.
P.T. Barnum is alive and well. We just mask it better. We just mask it better. We still all want to look at freak shows.
Of course.
This politically correct fucking dummy she is.
I hate her, by the way.
I would love to kick her right in the pussy unless she likes Lucky Louie. Then she's okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, she'll hate it. Our long gone They're not.
How delusional
Just
are you?
been
What world
covered
are
up.
you living in?
And why
Every
do people
reality
still-
TV show.
People still point and laugh.
It's called Little People, Big World. The days of putting little people on display as objects of oddity are long gone. Little People, Big World. It's not called Responsible People. It's not called Loving People. It's called Little People.
Right.
Or as I like to say, non-people.
The roll-offs.
Genetic disasters.
We got to tape the show every Saturday, man. There's a lot of laughs to be had. The roll-offs are headed by parents Matt and Amy, 4-foot-tall little people with a large family. There are the 15-year-old twin boys, Jeremy and Zach, 12-year-old Molly, and 8-year-old Jacob. Molly, Jacob, and Jeremy are all average-height kids, while interestingly, Jeremy's twin brother is a dwarf like his parents.
Why did she say dwarf there and then little people higher? I don't get it. What the fuck are they?
Right off, the immediate reaction is pity. Poor kid is only 4 feet tall, and his twin brother is a tall, strapping guy.
Oh.
And then you realize how very wrong these initial reactions are.
Really? No, it's right on the money.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
That is right on the money. Pity.
Twin brothers, only one going to the prom.
Oh.
Have to take his little brother along. Like, you know, he tells his date, do you have a friend that can go with him?
In his little tuxedo.
Yeah, little cummerbund.
Yeah, the hot cheerleader comes over. Oh, you have a cute little brother. No, that's my twin brother.
We're twins.
Right.
You should bring him in a bassinet. I don't want to go in a bassinet. It's my senior prom.
Why I oughta.
Well, let's get to the bottom. She says how wrong the initial reactions are. So maybe they are wrong,
Yeah.
Hope.
Where you want me to continue?
Well,
Continue?
for one thing, yeah.
All right, for one thing, Zach has been blessed with parents that every kid should be so lucky to have.
Well, short that everyone laughs at.
Oh, Despite the fact that they are only 4 feet tall themselves, it's clear that Matt and Amy refuse to let their size get in the way of their dreams and ambition.
Unless their dreams are to reach something on a shelf, then their size is certainly in the way. Unless their dream is to drive a vehicle normally or have legs that don't bring revulsion out of other people.
I guess Matt, the father, made a killing selling high-end software to some of Silicon Valley's biggest firms, and now he's
Was
living...
it high-end?
It was probably sonogram software. Prevent this from happening with his picture.
Matt made a killing selling high-end software to some of Silicon Valley's biggest firms, and now he's living his dream on this beautiful spread with his fun-loving family. The series takes us into their lives as they do the stuff we all take for granted, reaching groceries at mid-shelf, driving a car, seeing over the window at the bank, buying clothes.
Shitting without worrying about falling off and killing yourself.
So they're showing them doing things. Isn't that the basis of a freak show?
Of course it is.
Of course
You
it
show
is.
them doing normal things, but it's a little odd because they're a little different.
I'm a firm believer, actually, that when dwarfs walk in the room, legally they should have to have circus music behind them.
And curly shoes. I think curly shoes should be worn.
You always know when the boss is coming. But
The juggling.
I hate the phoniness of this Linda Stasi, though, man.
Stinks.
Because it's we're all going to watch because it's a freak show.
Yes.
It really is the only reason to watch this. Once or so a year, Matt takes the twins to the Little People of America conference, where for once Jeremy is the odd man out.
Showed him.
Towering over all those little disasters. Yeah, he's got to feel silly there.
That's got to hurt his feelings.
Oh, look at you, all tall and handsome and normal. Yuck. I know. I feel bad here. I'm the odd man out.
Yeah.
Dad is, for the most part, a strong-willed pain in the neck when it comes to his kids. He's all over Zach like a bad smell at the LPA get-together.
Little People
Association, Opie.
Urging him to meet girls, dance, talk to the pretty ones, and hang out.
Why do they have to have an association? We all know who they are. If you hear talking and have to go, and then look down,
right?
We know exactly who you are.
Jeremy and Zach laugh him off with a lot of good-natured teasing.
What type of good-natured teasing are they? Are they giving him? How good-natured are you? Hey, Dad, did you marry Mom? Because when you're 69 with a regular girl, you got a mouthful of belly button. That the type of good-natured ribbing they give Dad?
Misses by a foot. Oh, Jesus. While the cats are away, the mouse will play.
Oh.
Literally, Amy is the soccer coach for her son's team of average-sized kids.
Misprint. She's the soccer ball. They roll her up.
Even though she is the same height as the 8-year-old.
Oh. Oh, that's not good.
And she don't take no crap from nobody.
Ooh, she's got spunk.
She wrote crap.
Saucy.
Ooh. Linda Stasi wrote crap in her article.
Aside from being inspiring, and it's not without real drama, it's a show that will teach you much about functional family dynamics, unlike almost every other family reality show, from Growing Up Gotti to the Gas and No Girls to Dog the Bounty Hunter. Which in reality should have been called Dwayne the Process Server. As Matt, who is on crutches, tells an assembly of school kids, I've been through the school of hard knocks, and there isn't anybody or anything that's going to scare me, and somehow you don't doubt it for a minute.
No, you don't.
You'll
School
love
of Hard
this
Knocks
family, and
when
besides,
he worked as a whack-a-mole.
You'll love this family, and besides, they have a dog, a Rhodesian
Ridgeback dog.
Which is worth at least half a star right there.
So, and somehow you don't doubt it for a minute, then nothing scares him.
Yeah.
I bet. How about a car without blocks on the wheels?
On the wheels or the pedals?
On the wheels, because he likes to sit in the yard and go vroom, but he's afraid if he starts it, he'll roll down a hill and not be able to stop it.
Okay,
so I didn't make a mistake.
So we'll be taping that show, and we'll see if it's a comedy or a very touching show.
Blocks on the wheels will be the Puerto Rican midgets.
Right.
It's going to be touching?
Yeah, I think touching.
That's right. You're going to grab your ribs as you bend over laughing at these disasters. LOL! I'm sure at least one dwarf is out there listening, wanting to punch me in my knees or shins. I'm only trying to be fun.
They must have been approached with this show, though, under the guise that it is going to just be, hey, you're a normal family. That's what we're going to stress here.
That's right.
You're a normal family. And we're just going to tape you going about your normal family existence.
But in this scene, you lost your keys. Can you just run in through the doggy door? As a matter of fact, that's how they should always be forced. Let me amend that. They should be forced to enter the workplace and every other building through doggy doors.
Because there's nothing funnier than a midget on his hands and knees, and they don't even have to go on knees, it's hands and feet when they walk like that, trying to stand up straight again when they straighten out.
Oh, coming out of the doggy door?
Yeah.
And the humiliation of that flap coming off them, like when a car is leaving the wash. That's the worst part for them. It's the flap coming off their head.
Coming off of that head.
Messing their hair up, old flap hair. Everybody knows you came in through the doggy door because your coif is flattened a little bit.
He's going to brush himself off a little bit.
He has dog hair on his little black suit. Little fat-legged black suit.
Horrible.
Well, good luck to you.
Pop goes the weasel. That's what they should have to walk around to. There should be somebody following them with one of those little things you do. Ga-gung, 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 ga-gung.
And when it goes pop, they have to jump no matter what they're doing or where they are.
Pop goes the weasel. All right.
Up. Doink.
Freak shows are alive and well. We all know that.
But that's mean to make fun of.
It's just in a different form.
Yeah.
They're paraded on TV all the time under the guise we're trying to help these people, and that it's okay to look at them and ask questions.
Yes.
I wouldn't ask questions.
Dice had a very funny bit about if you're a normal-sized kid and your parents are midgets, you rule the house. Do you remember that? That was a real...
Oh, yeah, you run the house.
Can we play it going in a break?
What was? Do
we have that maybe in the master computer? It might be a tough find.
It might be off filth, but it was something about... One of the lines was you're 12 years old, and your father says, I don't think it's a good idea. And you say, shut up, or I'll fuck you both in the ass and throw you in a doghouse. It was some brutal fucking line. It was really funny. Might have been off filth, I don't remember.
We're going to have to find that now.
Oh, it's a damn funny.
You know what? We'll try to find it. Maybe we'll play it later in the show. How's that? All right? All right, let's take a break, Derek. Hey! Everyone. Hey! 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 Hey!
You say when you see walking and hear your daughter, hey!
Yeah, we have a Gary Glitter update. We can't get enough of this story. Gary Glitter. He was a one-hit wonder, man.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Oh, here comes the part again.
Oh, Donald Pleasance. Ow!
No! Gary Glitter, yes. We know the song. You got to be a brilliant musician to come up with that song.
Every dumb Giants fan with their hands in the air. Good, enjoy the pedophile.
Any sports fan in general, man. It's every sporting event. Well, his case is finally over. Gary Glitter, it started with child porn spilling out of his computer when he tried to get it fixed.
Get it repaired. He had a problem accessing some of his child porn, so he brought it to a computer repair shop there in jolly old England. And, oops. They looked into his hard drive, and, a bunch of kiddie porn came pouring out.
What is he thinking?
Of young children nude all the time.
To bring your kiddie porn-loaded computer into a... How dumb are you?
He didn't know.
The whole computer was just falling apart.
You know what? He's an older man. He just doesn't know computers. He probably figures he puts it in a folder called KIDZ. No one will know what it is. You fucking old dope. You know, old people have no grasp on computers.
1 through 57 folders.
They just don't know how easy it is to find stuff.
And then somehow he escaped those charges. They didn't get him on those because he ended up in Vietnam.
Yeah, but I think he did do a little time.
He did do a little time?
Or had to pay a huge fine, or he's on probation.
Something happened.
He got in some trouble.
He pretty much got out of it, though.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And then he went into Vietnam and started having sex with kids.
Which is just known. Vietnam, Cambodia, that whole area, just known people who go over there.
Yeah, well, there's one area in
particular. Mekong Delta. Nice little area. And he went over there, had sex with some kids. And they caught him.
And you run into these people every once in a while where they go, "Hey, I'm taking a trip to Vietnam. I want to crawl into one of those foxholes and stuff."
Sure
you do. Yeah, you do.
You want to crawl into a foxhole with no hair on it.
But I love these people that they don't think you're onto them. You're going to Vietnam to see the sights. Are you?
Unless you were a soldier over there fighting and you need some kind of closure.
Right, and you're looking for an old body part or
something like that. There's no reason to go to Vietnam as a tourist attraction.
Oh, look, they'll call up, too. No, man, I went to Vietnam, and we went down some river, and, did you?
Did he say he was there to help the Vietnamese?
Vietnamese.
Because inside every yoke is Gary Glitter trying to get back in.
Well, it's over. Gary Glitter sentenced to 3 years.
Yes. 3 years and fined a bunch of cash.
Oh, you know what? I'm now distracted.
What's that supposed to be? Some kind of sick joke?
We'll get to the Gary Glitter story. But
you better get your head and your ass wired together, or I will take a giant shit on you.
Thanks, Eric.
But we'll get back to Gary Glitter in a minute. But here's the article I was talking about. I never forget.
Wow.
I never forget.
I'm stunned that you found this.
Was it Linda Stasi, or this is the Adam Buckman? Yeah, this is the reason why I will spit in Adam Buckman's face as well.
You have to hawk up a lot of loogies.
Yeah, but you don't remember this stuff being said about us?
Yes, I do. I just never remember who said it.
This was the worst thing ever said about us in general. It was
public.
It was an article dated August 17th, 2002 by Adam Buckman of the New York Post. Everyone knows about what we did, the Sex for Sam thing. Okay, we got fired, blah, blah, blah. Google it. The headline reads, "Run 'em out of town."
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you read this, Anthony? Because I don't think I'll be able to get through this.
Firing is too good for them. Instead, Opie and Anthony should be coated in tar, rolled in feathers, tied to a fence rail, and transported to the bank of either the Hudson or East Rivers, whichever is closer, and pitched into the current.
Oh, well, that's kind of like, up in the air as to where he's going.
That could be taken a couple of ways.
Absolutely.
Holy shit. That might sound extreme, but what else do you do with such people? Complaining about them only emboldens them. Publicizing their pranks, no matter how repulsive, only draws more listeners. The only way we're ever going to get rid of them is to pick them up and literally throw them out of town.
So basically, he's suggesting to his readers that we should be killed.
Pretty much like, again, if I could bring up the pitchforks and torches like Frankenstein, we should be chased down by an angry mob and either killed or removed from town.
Right.
Wonderful. Shock jocks in general are beyond the ability of ordinary people to comprehend. Where do such people come from?
How do they develop into adults who, in the name of sports or entertainment...
Sport or entertainment.
Oh, sport or entertainment. I was going to say sports.
Yeah.
Well, hey, these days,
yeah.
would goad radio listeners into committing sex acts practically on the altar of one of the city's most sacred sites. Do we have to explain?
Practically, where did you get your info? Where did he get his info that
Where
it was
everyone else
practically
did.
on the altar when it was in a vestibule?
It's in a vestibule outside.
In a corner, hidden from everybody.
Still bad, but...
Still bad, obviously. But they had to make it worse?
Yeah.
You had enough on us. You had to make it worse. And make your readers really think that we try to get as close as to the altar and made sure as many people as possible saw this.
Here comes the line, by the way. If this is what Opie and Anthony think is funny, I can only imagine the animals from which these two were spawned.
And that's why...
He's tossing out mama jokes.
And that's why I will spit in this guy's face.
Mm-hmm.
You had to bring my parents into this?
And that's probably an insult to animals everywhere.
Except for sheep who are injured in Brokeback Mountain.
Exactly.
Our parents have nothing to do with what we do on the radio. Nothing.
In fact, the rare occasions which I've visited actual barnyards, I've found pigs with better manners than these two. And what about the company that enables them? Infinity Broadcasting and its money-mad defender of free speech, Mel Karmazin. You would think that by now the world would have grown tired of shocks. That it would no longer make sound business sense to continue with these childish pranks. The wet t-shirt contest, the sophomoric snickering of these shows. Fire Opie and Anthony? Don't hold your breath waiting for Infinity or NEW management to levy sanctions against them for broadcasting a sex act live from St. Pat's. Don't hold your breath? You could have held your breath. Not as long as the ratings stay strong for Opie and Anthony, and they make money for their keepers.
Sophomoric snickering.
Sophomoric snickering?
What a fucking bore this guy is.
Snicker, 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 snicker.
Yeah,
I wish I was a junior. Snicker, snicker, snicker.
Tee-hee, tee-hee, tee-hee. Adam Buckman is a bore.
It apparently isn't enough for the purveyors of shock radio to invade our homes. Now our houses of worship are also to be invaded. It's enough to make you start praying. Only now you have to be extra careful not to pray near the people who have come to church for a radio contest.
You can actually hear his radio voice, reporter voice, when he wrote that. A radio contest.
And what is this abstract document summary?
That's just a...
Oh,
wait.
This must have been how he...
that's Linda
a little
Stasi.
Summary.
Here's Linda Stasi's article.
Yeah, read Linda Stasi.
Linda Stasi has an opinion.
The Catholic Church, which has been rocked by more sex scandals than Bill Clinton...
That's a lot, Linda.
Well, almost. Managed to take the heat off themselves last week by finally getting a couple of perverts fired. No, not priests. I know. No, not priests. That's why God invented rehab, medication, and meditation. Ooh, old school. The firing Fuhrer, concerned rabid radio retards. I just like to call that the 3 R's.
Yes.
The 3 R's, O and A. Rabid radio retards. I can see just mongoloid heads foaming at the mouth, broadcasting and trying to bite people.
2 headphones sewed together because they're big fucking heads. They can't stretch it.
By the way, I'm just losing my mind here. I'm trying to stay calm, but this is why we have such a hatred for the media in general.
Yep.
This is where this all began. We were suspicious of the media when we were broadcasting on regular radio.
Yeah.
But then when we went through what we did, and then we saw how they presented this to their readers and to their viewers and to their listeners, whatever. I just could not believe it, and I never forgot. And these people will get spit in the face, and we will always attack them now and point out what assholes and liars and phonies these writers and TV people really are.
I didn't read the title to this.
Good riddance to radio cancers.
Good riddance to radio cancers. We were just in remission.
It was a good cancer.
We're back.
Is there a good cancer? Because that doesn't make sense either. Good riddance to radio cancers.
Yeah, well,
we had a lot of people that really, really, really enjoyed what we did back then.
Well,
and we have a lot of people today that really, really enjoy what we do on a regular basis.
That never matters.
We were a malignant tumor
on radio.
We make people laugh, we entertain people, and we make them forget about maybe their lives that aren't that great. Their worries in their lives. We have done a good thing over the years.
The firing furor concerned rabid radio retards Opie and Anthony, two of the most mean-spirited women haters ever on the air. Now, come on. Steve C?
Absolutely.
I'd put him ahead of us.
Certainly.
James Norton?
No,
I'd put him ahead of us.
I love women. I just tease them because physically I can beat the shit out of them.
And she's all brave.
Lines like that.
She's all brave hiding behind her typewriter because I'm sure she still types out her columns.
Hey, here's what she says. I'm all for free speech, pal. That's how I make a living. But you lose me when you think breast cancer is funny.
How about if you think it's hot?
We've never said breast cancer was funny. My God.
At least not on the air.
Never. Jesus.
This is what annoys me. That's how I make my living. Really, you politically correct dope by copying to the PC ideology and saying little people?
Yeah.
And then not admitting what that midget show is about?
That's how she sleeps.
Yeah, that's your free speech, you sellout?
We all got to snooze at night.
I sleep very well.
I don't.
I have no problem with what we do.
New mattress. But that's not why they were given the boot.
Yeah, but she doesn't even explain but you lose me when you think breast cancer is funny.
Yeah.
So obviously she heard something on our show. What was it?
She gets to it.
What was it? Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then I'd like to point out, just what a hypocritical pig she is.
All right, go ahead.
No, yeah, let's get to that part first.
It took a radio stunt that went sour. I remember it was a good radio stunt, and Opie left it out overnight, and it went sour.
That's right. I'm sorry about that, Anthony.
Sour. As one of their jokes to do the deed. What?
Oh, wait. It took a radio stunt that went as sour as one of their jokes to do the deed.
Right. The two geniuses. Wow. Why? Hey, geniuses isn't in quotation marks.
That means we really are.
That means we really are.
We really are.
The two geniuses offered points to any equally dopey, nearly as unattractive half-wits willing to have sex inside St. Pat's. Nearly as unattractive.
So you guys are dumb and ugly.
Right.
Fat woman with a mullet. She's fat with a mullet.
Linda, I'm ugly. You'd love for me to bang you.
Yeah, you could have said that to me, too, Up.
A couple of... why didn't she put a couple of out-of-towners? She's, like, speaking regular now, like dirty in the gutter.
Yeah.
This is her gutter talk. A couple of out-of-towners stepped in and dropped them before the cops showed up and cuffed them, which, given the circumstances, was probably a thrill. Why it took a stunt...
Excuse me, but your jokes go sour?
Yeah. Why it took a stunt in a church to get these guys yanked off the air is what is so puzzling. Really, does it have to involve religion to get people outraged? Their station, WNEW, should have pulled their sorry butts off the air when they had a celebration after women who had criticized them got breast cancer and had to have a radical mastectomy. They were... Why were they allowed to make jokes about how great it would be to have her pose topless with her missing breast? I was sickened.
Let me answer that.
Can someone please fill me in on that?
I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember it either. It might have happened. But here's, first of all, to answer your question, Pig, why were they allowed to make jokes? Because it is freedom of speech. And you know what? Humor is tasteless to some people and acceptable to other people, but that's why you're allowed. And let's go back to paragraph 1, where a hypocritical slob with a mullet says...
I'm all for free speech, pal.
A couple of perverts were fired. No, not priests. That's why God invented rehab, meditation. So it's okay to poke fun at the Catholic Church sex scandal, where when you break it down, older men were raping and scarring young boys.
Right.
People have killed themselves over that. They've repressed their memories.
That's a joke.
Why is that acceptable to print in your column to make fun of that? Do you understand, hypocritical pig with a mullet? That's why. That's why we're allowed to say what we're allowed to say, because you're allowed to play that shit. Unfortunately, breast cancer is more sensitive for you. It's an awful thing. But how about people that were raped by priests? How about people whose memories and childhood are ruined by priests? They read that. Are they going to laugh along? Yeah, that's why God invented rehab, medication, and meditation, because I was raped as a child.
You know,
fucking pig.
Here's what happened. She never heard our show. Someone told her that we did something like that, and she wrote it as fact. Let me tell you a little something about myself. I really don't go, as much as you probably wouldn't believe it, I really don't go after people on like medical things or wishing things on people because I have like this superstition, karma superstition kind of thing. The reason I goof about embryos, miscarriages, abortions,
Robert Reed,
things like that, right, is because I am in a stable relationship where I don't want to have kids. No kids are in the future. Not going to get the AIDS. And I pretty much keep myself safe like that. The comment, let's get a physical.
Yeah.
That was me telling women, get them the mammogram. Let's get a physical.
Very helpful.
Physical.
Very helpful.
It's helping.
Someone
it's
remembers
helping, using the tragedy to help.
Someone remembers the one breast bit. Bob in Jersey. Bob.
Boys.
What's up, Bob?
Paul, by the way. But anyhow, it was Crazy Irene. It was probably one of Norton's funniest moments ever on the radio.
I gotta tell you, man, that was one of the funniest fucking bits ever. Crazy Irene.
Not to Linda Stasi. Not to Linda Stasi.
This woman would call in. Crazy Irene, she had a boyfriend that she lived with that had a heart attack and died on the bathroom floor.
Right.
And Crazy Irene hated our guts, but would listen to the show and call in.
Every day.
So she was obsessed with us, and she would always call in. We never sought her out. She wouldn't just turn the radio off. She called in, and like a lot of people, begged to be abused, and she got it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So she called up requesting,
and the bit is hilarious. I'm sorry, it's hilarious because we thought she was so self-centered that she probably could have helped her boyfriend that was having a heart attack in the bathroom.
Yeah,
but she was too concerned about herself and didn't realize that the guy was screaming for help in the bathroom.
And she dozed off.
Old broad.
Yeah,
it is a very, very dark, funny bit.
Yeah, but just I figured Linda Stasi. I mean, she's just such an agenda-driven, typical soccer mom mentality.
Right.
She thinks she's funnier in her fucking coffee clutch with the gals. More sex scandals. Well, almost as many as Bill Clinton. Do the other fat housewives look at your mullet and laugh along with you, stupid?
Oh, this gets good.
Let me get to FedEx real fast. FedEx.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I was listening to that guy when you said the lady with the cancerous tit and all that. It just reminded me of Irene.
Yeah.
It might have been. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, the reason I got you on the air, FedEx has a great site with all the old material, oavirus.com, and I believe that bit will be up there later today, so you can check it out for yourself.
Well, it is up there right now. It's in the raw section, but I'm going to go ahead and bump it up so that way everybody else can get to it.
Hey, FedEx,
bump it up.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have my first call-in with Dice?
I have a call-in. It's labeled as the first call-in with Dice, but now I gotta go on Whackbag and find what they have to
call-in or live.
My first appearance on this show was a phone with Dice.
Yeah, there's a phone with Dice.
Yeah, it was a phone.
Because Dice was like, you gotta get this guy in the air.
First live appearance is great though too.
Yeah, we're gonna play both of them. The first Jimmy Norton live appearance and the first phone call. We need both of those. We got the
phone call was very mediocre.
That's what's great about it. But there was something about that phone call. We're like, man, we got to find out what this guy's about.
Was stellar.
Yeah,
thank you. Really funny.
Once I find it, I'll go ahead and I'll put it up there so that way everybody can get to it. I got to find his first.
Yeah, we're going to go through it next week on the show, I believe. So,
all right,
FedEx, thanks for all you do. You're great.
No problem, guys. Anytime. Appreciate it.
Bye, mister.
Right.
This
punch it
bitch.
out.
All right, so
he's good.
Back up a little bit, Anthony. Where are we?
Yeah, she said.
Jimmy, great point, by the way. Thank you.
Woman criticized.
Because I was going to go with the whole "I'm all for free speech, pal." No, she's not.
No.
Free speech,
the right to offend.
The right to say awful things.
Right.
Yeah.
People think free speech is all about saying nice things.
There's no asterisk with "I'm all for free speech," and we all know what the Constitution. We understand fire in a movie theater. We understand dangerous.
We understand
stuff.
FCC rules and regulations at the time we were under, and we adhered to them.
Now, breast cancer is a reprehensible thing and a sad thing to make fun of, but you know what? It's not a violation. It's a violation of good taste, and unfortunately, that shouldn't be enough to get you thrown off the radio show if there are plenty of people enjoying it. Any more than your political opinions should be enough to get you thrown off Air America or of ABC.
Or you're joking about priests raping young children.
That's it. Because what happened is that has become so acceptable. And it should be acceptable because they're scumbags for doing this to kids. But just the fact that she can be so glib about that and then self-righteously a few paragraphs later, and not even know what a dumb, hypocritical fatso with a mullet she is.
Know why? Because the priest didn't affect her personally, but obviously breast cancer has. Whether it was her or somebody in her family, or
1 out of 4, Opie, will be affected,
or a close friend, and that's the problem. Yeah. That's why she has a problem with that, and not the priest thing.
I want to write an article. How can she be allowed to be so glib about the rape of so many young children?
Ooh, that was intelligent. Typing guy.
Yeah, well, that was computer typing, fella. That was Shorthand Jimmy. That's my name. Shorthand Jimmy from Whackbag. Pew, pew, pew.
Woman criticized them when she got breast cancer and had to have a radical mastectomy. We joked about it. I was sickened, says Linda Stasi. The next time I tuned into the show, the second and last time I tuned in, which I had to do for my day job.
Oh, okay.
So she's justifying that, look, I had to. This is my job. They were asking moms to call in and tell them what disgusting things they do to score a couple of Britney Spears tickets for their kids. This I do remember. This we did with smiles on our faces.
That's right.
One woman volunteered to have sex with her daughter in front of them. They thought that was just great. Yeah. I don't know what happened because by then I was projectile vomiting and forgot to bring a radio into the bathroom with me. Do you think that's really what happened?
Vomiting is fine. It's unfortunate you don't purge, fatso.
She was projectile vomiting and the whole room smelled like Entenmann's donuts. Fired? They should all have been arrested.
For what?
And for
what? Stupid.
Linda, for... Who'd want morons like them for listeners anyway? Oh, yes, WNEW, that's who. And, of course, that squeaky-voiced guy from Sam Adams beer commercials who happens to be the brewery's owner. Didn't you know? The contest was called Sex for Sam 3. The prize, a trip to the Sam Adams Brewery, O&A's major sponsor.
I never heard of the guys. Look, fellas, they're just starting to put me back in the commercials. Could you just lay the fuck off?
It's nice to see Jim Cook back.
And Jim Cook had no
too.
idea what he was stepping into.
He had no idea. He was very good friends of the show, of us personally. We love the guy, and he was hung out to dry just because, they spent a lot of money on our show. He was hung out to dry for this, and it's good to see him getting back involved as the face of Sam Adams because he's a great guy. We love Jim Cook.
Let's see if Linda Stasi would come on the show. We won't attack her. Let's just see if she can figure out.
No, I will attack her.
I would still like to know.
I will make it perfectly clear that
Let me make this perfectly clear.
I want to know how she could justify that inconsistency.
When I finally see her on the streets of New York, I will spit in her face.
Oh, maybe we could just do a
phone in her face, and I will spit in Adam Buckman's face.
Could you do it on a Friday?
I never forgot these two articles. I never forgot them.
Don't want the show being interrupted by your arrest.
Hey, Ben, let's see if we can get Linda on the phone. Let's see if she'll come.
You can spit in someone's face without getting arrested.
I don't think so.
You already tried? When?
I think it's some type of assault.
Well, then we're going to have a problem because, Did
she say no?
Especially Adam Buckman, what he had to say about my parents, which has, they had nothing to do with our radio show.
Right.
Nothing.
No, they wouldn't call back?
No, they're just not there.
So. Okay. There you go. Now, do you remember, Anthony?
I remembered all of it. I just never remember the names. Like that woman, like I said, she could walk up to me. I remember the article. It's just her.
And you know what? I know this is old news, but this is something we never forgot, and we knew it would come up on the show someday. And I guess the article about the midget family on TV kind of reminded us.
I'm all for freedom of speech, pal. Really?
Pally.
That's why you're writing Little Person. That's why you got right in line. When you know what the show's about, stupid.
It's an exploitation freak show
of course it is.
Of midgets. Midgets.
I'm short and my son's tall. Roll the cameras.
Look at that. Roll them.
How about a regular farmer family? Why not that?
What about that? Hardworking farm family, all the trials and tribulations of growing crops and government subsidy and all that fun stuff. Oh, that doesn't work? All right, make them midgets. Now we can all laugh.
All right, and I'm a much more responsible broadcaster. I need a lawyer on the phone because I gotta weigh the options here. What happens if you spit in someone's face?
It's assault.
It's assault.
And battery.
It is. Yeah, you
Get
can't
outta
do
here.
it. Yes, it is. You can't
It's
do
assault and battery.
How much time do you get?
You could get up to probably 5 years
that ain't
max.
happening.
Big fine.
You probably just get a big
civil
fine.
suit.
How much of a fine?
$50.
I would say the fine would probably be in the tens of thousands of dollars, but the civil suit could be in the millions.
It's worth
some kind of
$10,000
dignity
to me.
thing. That
It's worth $10,000.
Jimmy Norton, you
I
want?
bet $25. Hard on, $25.
You're not allowed to spit in someone's face anymore?
When were you, Ope? Unless it was the blacks in 1910. What are you talking about? Like it was just recently frowned on.
Could you actually, before you spit in their face, hand them a deposition from me that says I am in no way involved in the saliva throwing that will ensue? Neither is my corporation or our joint corporation.
That's right. Or Jimmy Norton, but you can put that I think it's funny.
Okay. It is funny.
While he will admit it is hilarious.
And this is just me talking. This is what I want to do. I don't want anybody doing this for me.
Oh.
No, I'm dead serious. No, I'm not.
Nice pest loogie.
No, don't do that.
No, of course not. Stop
I swear
it.
to God, do not do that.
Don't even joke.
Emails are fine. You can, if you disagree with someone's opinion, you can certainly send them emails.
You get these people though, and they hide behind, their computer and stuff, and then you got the lawyers that protect them. Sometimes you just want to take them out back.
This doesn't work very well. Hiding behind my computer. Visual gag, but Jimmy sees me. Everyone's looking at me.
I don't see your face, but I just see arms and a computer floating, and I know it's you.
Hey, Jimmy!
All right, where is he? All right, where is he? Where's Anthony?
Jimmy!
There he is. Where is he? I'm scared. I don't like when Anthony hides.
That's behind my computer.
It looks really creepy.
I'm a coward. I'm a coward.
I don't like when you hide.
And neither are answering their phones. Of course they're not going to answer their phones.
No,
Wow, real brave when it was time to write the article, huh?
Pal.
When we didn't have a voice.
Do you know what this is?
When we were off the air.
This is Michael showing up, talking to Carlo.
Yeah.
You have to answer for the article, Linda.
Oh,
Get out of my sight.
It was my editors. It was my editors.
Then she gets in there and they wrap a cord around that fat neck. Hello, Carlo.
Greg on Long Island. Greg, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing? If E-Rock spit in somebody's face, it would be assault with a lethal weapon.
Jesus Christ.
Why do you have to hurt?
No, it's always about hurting.
Yeah.
I think there would be a manslaughter charge.
Punch it out.
Assault with a deadly dumpster.
Hey, spitting in face isn't a crime.
Yes, it is.
Lawyer Kev.
Boys, you guys rock.
Hey, man.
Where'd you get your degree?
St. John's University School of Law.
All right, that's good. All right, what do you got on this? What do you got on this?
It's not a crime. It's not a crime.
DeVry. He got his law from DeVry Institute. It was either auto mechanics or law.
Is it a crime or not?
It's not a crime. It's a violation.
Nice.
Wait. How could it be a violation?
It's not a crime. Spitting in someone's face is not a crime.
You're
It's a
assaulting that person.
It's not an assault.
Yes, it is an assault, Lawyer Kev.
And it's not an assault. Look up the penal law.
We did already twice.
I will.
And we laughed about it.
I don't have to look up. You know what? You know why I know I'm right?
I will.
What am I tapping on?
A microphone.
It's a microphone, and it's in front of my face, Pally. What do you got, a phone? You can say anything in a phone. Once you're using a mic, it is the truth.
That's right.
We have a cop on the line.
Yeah, we'll go to the cop.
I want to talk to a cop.
Bye, Lawyer Kev.
Let's go to John. Hey, John.
Hey, guys, listen. NYPD, you're in New York City. You can spit in somebody's face, and it's actually just harassment, which is not punishable by arrest unless an officer sees it.
You can absolutely say that is assault.
Wait a minute. Maybe
Yeah,
they can
only
DNA
the cops
test
can
spit.
arrest you.
I've heard that it was actually an assault. They'd have to test the spit and prove it was yours, though. That's why you said
No, I'm not saying like they can go later and say he spit in my face.
I am telling you the truth.
If a cop sees it,
actually have injuries for it to be an
That's what I was thinking.
you could assault someone without touching them. Dude, are you a cop?
Yes, he is.
Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you, try it. Push somebody down the stairs. If they
Yes.
don't get hurt, it's harassment.
Than, what do you got there, Than? Some info? Why don't you just say it?
Come on, then, grab that mic
Grab
and
that
be a man
mic,
for
swing it
once.
around. Don't
Come on,
pull an
man,
E-Rock
don't be
on us.
shy.
It's from the experts at expertlaw.com.
Expertlaw.com.
This is like Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
By the way, Jeeves is a dummy. He never
Listen, I'm
knows.
telling you the truth.
He makes
If
it
you
sound a
put
lot
somebody
worse
in
than
New
it
York
is.
City, you are not being arrested for assault.
All
It's
right.
harassment.
Thanks, you
I have
lousy
to actually
screw.
witness it.
Thank you, sir.
Be careful out there, man.
I knew one of the bulls would call.
I tell all the cops that. Be careful out there.
All right, John, thank you.
Why?
What does Stan got on this?
Assault and battery are intentional torts, meaning that the defendant actually intends to put the plaintiff in fear of being battered or intends to wrongfully touch the plaintiff. Now, here's where it gets to the ant part. The wrongful touching need not inflict physical injury and may be indirect, such as contact through a thrown stone or spitting.
See? Thank you, motherfuckers. I know shit. I know shit. You can assault somebody without even touching them. If they feel they are going to be assaulted, it's assault.
Go to harvardlaw.com. I don't trust that faggoty site you pulled up. Fucking fanslaw.com. It's your new site. Stinks.
It's wonderful because it agreed with me.
That's right.
Well, that's what I would like to
Can
do.
they fix this mic? Watch. When I let it go, look what happens. So.
Why would they fix it? Is there a reason they would actually fix something?
The other day...
Jimmy, lick underneath the bottom of it and it'll stay right where it is.
You know that it took weeks to fix Anthony's mic after we initially
Can we get Mars in here?
told...
Can touch it.
Because the other day...
told Washington the problem.
Mars came in here. He saw it. I asked him to fix it, and this...
Get to ask to Mars. Yeah, it's that thing right there has to be tightened.
How come no one fixed this?
Well, Anthony, just because you're a little nervous, I certainly would love to do what I said.
Oh, I don't doubt you would like to do it. But I would like to do it.
But unfortunately, it looks like I will not be able to do that.
The spitting
without
thing
severe consequences.
might be an assault charge and then a civil case,
So
which could drag on for years. You'd have to get it in front of a press conference. You'd have to hold a press conference. I did not spit in her face. I am being harassed by her. Hoo-hoo. $500 million.
So I'm going to go on record and say that I will not be doing that, unfortunately. Because now this will be blown out of proportion. You watch.
Talk to Anthony Cumia, Esquire. That is me. Give you all the legal advice you need.
Do we have to fix the mic now?
That doesn't... Opie, it doesn't sound the least bit annoying, so it's fine. This is... I have no problem with that sound.
We're about to talk to Michael Harrison from Talkers Magazine, asking him why we're not one of the top 100 talk shows in America. And as we talk to him, I'm sure you'll hear.
Well, no, it's frustrating because like you're talking, you know what I mean? It's like every time you talk or you gesture, you gotta grab the mic and
Yeah.
it's just, well, I want to
Grab the mic. You're trying to kick your feet up and relax, and you gotta grab a mic as it drifts off.
No, but even when I'm sitting up.
Let me see what happens, Jimmy. All right, I got an easy solution. Watch what
no.
Watch what I do.
No.
Watch
I think
what
a wedge.
Watch
we
what I
drive
do.
a wedge into
Watch what
the...
I do. Excuse me.
Oh, I thought Jimmy was getting product placement on Pal Talk.
Excuse me.
Blocking that? No, I tried that. I put cereal boxes in front
Here's
of
what you do. Here's what you do. Look, listen to me. Listen to me. I know everything.
I don't want to listen to you.
I do.
Lift the fucking thing out of the prong, and then wrap 3 things of tape around it and shove it back in. It's called a shim. It'll work.
A what?
Trust me. A shim.
What is that?
You must shim the pinion point.
Ew.
What the hell? That sounds very dirty.
There you go. Derek's doing it now.
Why don't you go yeah.
Oh, shim.
She's shimming a point.
Wait, what
Now
is it,
shove
Anthony?
it in.
What is it?
It's a shim.
And shim the what point?
The pinion point.
It's not.
What's a pinion point?
It's where it pivots. You might have too much shim in there, my friend.
So why wouldn't you just call it the pivot point?
Because it's a pinion.
Eric, if
That
you don't
doesn't have an
Eric,
opinion.
And neither does the fucking guy talking into it.
You know, I just want to just leave the mic so I can just talk.
Well,
That's good. It works like a brake shoe. There it is.
and how do you know it's?
There you go, my friend.
How do you know it's called a pinion?
A lot of mechanical stuff I see on, what is that, Discovery Channel.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
All fixed for my pal.
It's just a little easier when you talk. Because even when I know I'm relaxing right now, my feet up, and my big cock just kind of cooling back. But sometimes I sit up and it does the same thing. And it's just like you want to just talk and like Ope has his hands folded, Ann has his hands. Everyone has their hands folded
In
like
prayer.
boys.
Yes.
And sometimes I want to fold my hands.
I'm trying to like stay calm so I don't choke myself.
Why would you?
Choke yourself.
Don't do that.
That was called, and I'll be politically correct here.
Yeah.
But whenever you're in construction, the man's shaking his head. He knows what's coming. In construction, a lot of the blue-collar guys out there that work for a living out there in the field.
February rigging.
No, right. It's called February rigging. And you could use whatever you got in your toolbox or anything to make the job work. And you just February rig it.
All right, why don't we...
I never noticed how weird Anthony says February.
February.
Let's go to Rob the trucker.
Hi, boys.
Hey, Rob.
Yesterday afternoon, yesterday right before the show was over, they had on the pad data, Opie called Thayan a bitch. I was just wanting to give props, where credit is due.
Opie called
Thayan a bitch.
Thayan a bitch?
Yesterday? Yeah.
What was the other thing that was on the pad data? I think it was yesterday. Something
I'd
about
say
Iraq?
data, by the way.
Data?
Me too.
Data. What was the thing that was on there yesterday?
I don't say aunt either.
Right.
My aunt.
It's an ant.
It's Derek.
It was Iraq is a cougar hunter.
Yeah, that was on the pad data.
Yeah, you gotta look at
yesterday.
You gotta look at the pad data every once in a while.
Iraq is a cougar hunter.
They're getting very creative. Yes, Derek?
And Iraq moonlights at Chippendales.
They can now abuse Iraq.
All right, Rob. Thank you.
That's great.
That is really funny. Hey, could you cue the Gary Glitter music? Let's bring this full circle here.
Oh, I forgot we weren't...
we started the break with Gary Glitter. Wow. Gary Glitter sentenced to 3 years, Anthony.
Yes.
They finally got him. Now, after the crimes he committed, you think only 3 years.
But doesn't seem like a lot. When at first they were saying...
Life
or death.
That's right.
They were gonna kill him for this.
A Vietnamese court on Friday sentenced former British glam rocker Gary Glitter to 3 years in prison for molesting 2 Vietnamese girls, with the judge condemning him for disgusting and sick behavior. Glitter, 61, whose real name is Paul Francis Gadd, was found guilty of committing obscene acts with 2 girls, ages 10 and 11, at his rented seaside villa in southern last year. The former rock star showed no emotion while the verdict was read, but threw the court into disarray by proclaiming his innocence afterwards.
Oh, dear.
I haven't done anything. I'm innocent. It's a conspiracy by you-know-who, Glitter shouted.
Who? That's convincing.
Apparently referring to British tabloid newspapers that had tracked down his presence in Vietnam. Reporters and onlookers allowed into the courthouse in southern province to hear the verdict following the closed 2-day trial pressed toward Glitter in a scene of pandemonium as police fended them off and escorted him out of the building. The judge said Glitter would be deported to Britain after serving his sentence. He was also required to pay compensation of $320 to each girl's family and court fees.
Righteous bucks.
Vietnamese money must be worthless.
Completely worthless.
How do you come with $320?
320.
Was 400 outlandish and 300 just didn't seem right?
The girls have to go back to their families, just beat up with $320 in their pockets.
I'm sure her brother rode her over to Gary on a scooter.
Of course he did.
The court, in its verdict, cited graphic testimony from the girls that Glitter had fondled and molested them multiple times at his rented home and in nearby hotels.
We have one of the girls. Where did Gary Glitter touch you?
My vagina.
Oh.
Caring for children is to care for our future, but Gary Glitter's acts went against this, said Judge. Bang down, no.
The third.
He sexually abused and committed obscene acts with children many times in a disgusting and sick manner.
How do you do that in a non-disgusting and sick manner?
Glitter.
Vandals?
Start the music over when it ends.
Vandals.
We're only halfway through this crazy story. Glitter, who had faced up to 7 years in prison, was given the minimum sentence of 3 by the court. The judge later explained that among the factors contributing to the lighter sentence was the $2,000 each that Glitter paid to each girl's family as compensation in December. He has 15 days to appeal his sentence. His attorney said Glitter would be eligible for parole in a year after he serves 1/3 of his time.
In a Vietnamese prison. That has got to be lovely.
That's the key to this story. 3 years in a Vietnamese prison.
He's held at the Phuoc Co prison. For some reason, the word fuck is in every Vietnamese word. Phuoc. 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 Phuoc.
I bet
Yeah,
they say, no, it's Phuoc. No, it's fuck.
He was caught in Ho Chi Minh City Airport. Ho Chi Minh. Used to be Saigon when we were in charge, baby.
That's right. Let me back up here, and then you can grab that paragraph. Glitter, a 1970s pop icon in Britain, famed for his sequins, jumpsuits, platform heels, and bouffant wigs.
Ooh.
Sported a more conservative look for his trial, black clothes and a red bandana, hoo-hoo, on his head that he removed inside the court.
Respect.
Glitter, who looked visibly thinner since his arrest, has been held at... It's Phuoc County Prison.
Phuoc Co prison.
They'll say it's Phuoc or something like that, but
yeah, when
Phuoc
they say
County.
it on the news.
He's going to be in Phuoc County.
Outside Vung Khao.
Since November 19th, when he was caught at the Ho Chi Minh City Airport trying to board a flight for Bangkok.
For Bangkok, another place where you could just get children.
Police confiscated his laptop, which had hundreds of pornographic pictures on it. The former rock star, who hit his musical peak in the 70s, had hits with Leader of the Gang and Do You Want to Touch.
I'm sure he played that for them.
But is perhaps best known for his crowd-pleasing rock anthem, Rock and Roll Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Which is still played at sporting events and on the Opie and Anthony program. Glitter was convicted in Britain in 1999 for possessing child pornography and served half of a 4-month jail term.
2 months he got for that?
He later went to Cambodia and in 2002 was expelled from that country, but Cambodian officials did not specify any crime or file charges.
If you are thrown out of Cambodia,
yes.
What do you... Yeah, I don't know how many people really understand Cambodia's history.
I would have to say at least 7, Anthony.
Could be a couple more than that.
I know why he was thrown out of Cambodia, by the way.
Oh.
Because they thought he was Colonel Kurtz. Look at him.
Look at him. He does kind of look like...
Are you a child?
A snail on the edge of a straight razor.
He's got the big bald head.
Yeah, fat gut.
Someone should come in and hack him apart with a machete. Absolutely.
You want to know the exchange rate in Vietnam?
Saigon. I can't believe I'm still in Saigon.
They teach young men to drop fire on people, but won't allow them to write fuck on their airplanes because it's obscene.
Creepy ass movie.
John in Virginia, you're on the show.
What's the exchange rate?
That's
Hello?
what we're going to find out from
John.
John in Virginia.
Hey,
John.
Jenny.
I just wanted to tell you guys that the Vietnamese currency is called a dong.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I need 3 dong.
No, why? Because it's worth shit.
Dong.
Hey, you got change of a clit? I want to get some gum. Filthy people.
And that the exchange rate is $100. When I was over there, it changed $100 into 1.5 million dongs.
So you get a 1.5 million dongs for $100.
Well, what does a dong buy you? A bunch of dongs.
That's why I don't like traveling overseas. You just want a piece of fucking gum, and they go, that'll be 2.7 million
dongs. Hey, dude, how much? We need a reference point. How much would a loaf of bread? It cost in dongs.
In dongs.
A loaf of bread, it would cost like 2,000 dongs.
2,000 dongs for a loaf of bread.
Please do the math. No, 1.5 million, 1.3 million is $100.
Yeah.
Dude, how much is $1? How many dongs is $1?
That'd be, what is it, 1,500?
1,500 dongs to $1?
Yeah.
All right, so 2,000 dongs.
It's cents.
Okay, so it's probably 10 cents for a loaf of bread or 5 cents?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right.
No problem.
Call back again, please, if you travel anymore. That
Awful bread made with
fascinating call.
Horrid fingers.
Child slave labor.
Hey.
Chris in Florida.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Gary Glitter wouldn't be in so much trouble if you listened to Bitch Management with Patrice O'Neill on Saturday night.
It's going to be a week from Saturday night, yes. Bitch
it's
Management.
a week from Saturday?
I believe so. I think it's a week from Saturday.
Are they going to replay that at all? Because I work on Saturdays. And
No.
I definitely want to hear it. That was hilarious.
Of course they will.
If it's really good, of course we'll replay the hell out of it like everything else around here.
Yep.
All right,
we
good,
do.
boys. Punching out.
All right, thank you. Speaking of which, are you done with that, Ann, or no?
Yeah, done.
Who's running Patrice's show, by the way? Is he doing the board? Is he sitting where you sit, Opie?
I might just come in and help him out.
Do the board?
I'm close. I might just stop in and just see how it goes. It's a week from Saturday, I think, at 8 o'clock. Week from tomorrow.
The Opie and Patrice show.
Well,
I don't like it.
Steve's
could take off.
Steve's got all these promos that he made for Patrice.
I'm a big, arrogant, big mouth fucking asshole, right?
You are rough, man.
And I don't fuck with ugly bitches.
Patrice just keeps his women in line, man.
A good relationship is always one where the girl is a little bit insecure.
That is some philosophy, man.
Bitch management.
A happy man is a happy relationship.
With Patrice O'Neal.
A happy woman is a miserable man. But women don't even know how they want to be treated. They're goofy.
Wow.
That's kind of a normal promo, right?
Yeah.
For what he's going to do. Here's another normal promo. I'm getting to something here.
Women's power is in your fear of whatever they're going to do.
Black Phillip.
Fat-tongued mongoloid.
I told my girl she's the fourth most important thing in my life.
So sensitive.
It was me, my career, my mother, and then her.
Smooth as silk.
She only thinks she knows shit because I tell her shit.
Keeping your pants strong.
Don't attach yourself to nothing you can't walk out in 30 seconds or less.
He has really got some logic to him, doesn't he?
Well, the show's going to be on a week from tomorrow at 8 o'clock East Coast time, okay?
It's a take on relationships that I've just never, ever heard in my life.
Especially when you put your mother after your career. Hey, stupid, how about you, your mother, then career, and then girl? You don't put your mom third.
Career is very important.
He's very close with his mother.
Yes.
Guys, so,
who was that?
Who do you think?
No, it was a stupid shim.
Who do you think? That was no shim.
It's making a squeaking noise from Jimmy's ass.
No. What, baby?
Here we go.
All right.
So, good old Bill the Intern also has a Dr. Patrice O'Neal promo.
All right.
For this show that Patrice O'Neal is doing a week from tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Cool. Bill
East
getting
Coast
involved.
time.
That's right, wearing Randall P. McMurphy's hat. Welcome.
Yeah, I made a promo because I wanted to help Patrice's show. So,
how's the hunt going for Jaws, by the way?
Oh, the hat. This was no boating accident.
Let's drink to your booger.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoy
I want to be a dentist.
That's the line. That's the line.
That's it.
What's that from?
Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. Rankin Bass.
Wow. All right. Anyway, Bill came up with this promo.
Mm-hmm.
The boys brought it to our attention. It's a little, what's the word we want to use on this one? Creepy? I think it's over the top.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, they're going with the over the top.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Was Steve involved in this in any way?
Yeah, of course he was.
All right, did you write this, Bill?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Bill the Intern, becoming a star in our program.
Yeah.
Check out him eating Rich Vos's booger on opieandanthony.com. Didn't really eat it, but you didn't expect it to stick to your tongue like it did you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Like that kid in Christmas Story.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Patrice O'Neal refused to read the following promo. Due to strong demand, Patrice O'Neal finally has his own satellite radio program. Dr. O'Neal will be giving sound relationship advice to those who seek it. Dr. O'Neal is not an overweight, misogynistic black comedian seeking his own radio show. Dr. O'Neal is a board-certified relationship specialist who enjoys performing public service.
Hi, I am Patrice O'Neal. How are you today? I am good. I like to help a lot of people, and I want to help you. Listen to my radio show. It will be fun for you to listen to it. What's up? I am here to give you unbiased, raw relationship advice. Or maybe if you have a problem disciplining your kids, or they ran away from home, I can talk about that also. I can talk about that too.
Patrice O'Neal's radio show will premiere Saturday, March 11th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on XM Channel 202.
It's a good voice. What's Patrice going to do after his radio show? Serve lemonade on a train in 1900?
And why does it say 8 to 11 p.m.? It's only going to be a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a 2-hour show.
Whoops.
And make sure Don realizes that. I don't know who's not on the page here, but it's a 2-hour show.
No, that's not Don's fault.
All right, it's 8 to 10 p.m. next
Well, whose fault is it?
Mine.
I'd like someone fired.
Steve? Wow.
Steve
Someone
was-
actually said it's my fault.
But he didn't say it into the mic.
First time ever.
It's very refreshing,
Ever
isn't it?
on this show that someone has said that. Well, Danny had said no pass the buck.
I'll explain to you what that was. Steve knows there's no consequences for that little mishap.
Yeah.
So then he owns up to it because this way he's owned up to something.
Something.
So the next, I guess, year and 6 months he'll go,
No.
Oh, really, Steve? No.
No.
Grr. Love the Steve song.
My fault.
So what was that promo about? I'm just trying to...
I don't know, Bill. I told Bill, and he is trying to be more creative. He's trying to, present a little bit more information than promos. So, yes, I know, Jimmy. I'm trying to throttle back on the fucking hand usage. I'm glad you pointed out, though. So he brought it. I don't understand Jim's promo.
So you all
Bill's
enjoyed
promos.
it, though, right?
Steve figures if he puts 50 pounds of steel on his hands, they won't move as much, but Jesus, those rings.
They're napkin rings.
Who actually did the black voice? Was that you?
No, that was
Bill.
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But
no, you didn't.
I did, actually.
But here's the thing. See, I wrote that for Patrice to read. And Steve said Patrice would never read anything anyone writes for him. So Steve says...
Hey, someone's getting a phone call. Oh, it's Steve.
Who's that, the gay men's
who it
health
is.
crisis? Nice ring, stupid.
Well, there you go.
And so Steve says, why don't you voice it yourself? And basically that's what I did. But the thing is, I do the worst Patrice impression, so I just wanted to use the absolute... I wrote that as if a white person was reading it. There was not any racism involved in me writing this at all.
Oh, really?
But the way it came out in the end, with the music and with the words, it did sound, I guess, racist to some people.
Take it easy, Grease Bill.
Waddle doodle.
No, it's just... I just wanted to write a bunch of words that he would never say, and then make a promo to it.
How about, can I do something for you? How about, how are you? How about, I'm wrong? Or how about, let me shut up, you can talk?
You know, you're a genius. You've portrayed yourself, whether it really is like that or you're a cunning actor, so much the lunatic that you can pretty much get away with anything now. You're like the crazy person that just walks around and goes, well, he's crazy. He could do anything.
But now people...
And get away with it.
And we now go just keep up the good work.
Yeah.
We're too scared to even call him out on it.
If we found an infant in the garbage can, someone would go, that's just Bill.
And it's like, it's Bill. We know he's crazy, so...
Be careful, Linda Stasi might be listening.
Oh, I don't think that's funny unless it's someone being raped by a priest. That's angry fat lady. There was no typing.
No typing involved.
I don't
Your hands
steal.
Didn't even move.
Lloyd?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom.
Hair of the dog that bit me, Lloyd.
Uh-oh.
What's up, Lloyd?
How are you guys doing?
We're good, Lloyd.
Better now that you called.
Oh, really? I appreciate that.
I'm using you to change the subject.
That's right, Lloyd.
Because this little thing we're doing is going nowhere.
That's right, Lloyd.
So help us out.
We weren't...
I like to know who's buying my drinks for me, Lloyd.
Not a matter that concerns you at this time.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Steve. Lloyd?
You're welcome.
Lloyd, what's up?
My father turned into a chick in his mid-40s.
Turned into a chick.
Yeah.
Oh, we started the show with that.
Wow.
Today.
We're going way back.
Yeah, I know.
We're in the Wayback Machine.
So he was your dad.
Yeah.
And then he had a real sex change, the whole deal?
Yeah. Well, see, when he was living with us, he started, he got caught, dressing up and all that. So my mom kicked him out, which I was kind of glad. I was in high school.
Did you have a close relationship with him at that time, or?
No, not really. I'm the oldest, and he was always, really, really hard on me.
Of course he was.
Hard on.
Yeah.
Speaking of hard.
Samantha.
What was he mad at you, if you wear the wrong clothes?
Poor choice.
It doesn't match.
No, I know, right? No. Usually it was just my mouth that got me into trouble. Cause,
his too.
Well,
Stop scraping, slap.
Making noise out of my mouth, not, sucking anything.
talking.
But,
Like what kind of noise? Things you tell counselors and people at school?
No, just,
being a smart-ass kid.
Yeah, exactly, a smart-ass kid. And sometimes I get in trouble for it, sometimes not.
Did you get, enough about you, did you get any inkling that there was something going on with Dad?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So up until he came out and told you that he wanted to be a woman, you thought he was just another dad just like everybody else?
Well, I didn't find out until he moved out. So up until that time, I did think he was a dad just like anyone else.
And how old were you at this time?
I was 17 when he actually moved out.
17, he moves out.
And he moved out, and your
That's
parents
a little
got
traumatic.
divorced.
Yeah.
Jesus, got divorced.
Got divorced.
I didn't find out though until I was 19. I was glad when he moved out, but I was a little shaken when I found out.
Did you ever ask your mother or anything why her and Daddy weren't together anymore?
No, because like they had a fight. They had a relation. Well, they had such a awful relationship anyway. It wasn't like a shock to us. My dad was an alcoholic and a big pothead. So
well, when you hate your cock, you gotta drink.
We'll start big
there
fights
all the time.
He'd look at her panties and scream, "I want one of those!" She'd cry in the corner.
He got he was sober for like 5 years, and then he chose another addiction, I guess. He took this one all the way instead.
Yeah, girdles.
So how'd you find out?
He'd need one.
Yeah.
I found out on my birthday, my 19th birthday, I found out because my father...
happy birthday, son.
Birthday, son.
I don't have a cock.
Love, Mommy.
That's why I remember the story so well.
Sticking balls in a box wrapped up in a bow. Here, remember dear old Dad. Put this in a catcher's mitt and look
This
at
is why I was so mean to you.
I know, right? I would assume that was probably why, fighting himself and stuff.
All right, so you're 19 years old. It's your birthday. Walk us through it a little bit.
How does it happen?
Okay. So I've got a babysit. I'm the oldest, as I say. My brother at the time was 13. My sister was 6. No, 9, sorry.
No.
Yeah, not important. But anyway, my father went to a party that night. I babysat my brother and sister, and then when he came home, there was just he wasn't good at cleaning off the makeup, let's say.
Oh no! A little lipstick left on, some eyeshadow.
Yeah, exactly. Like just enough so that I knew there was some on there before, and I was like,
well, what kind of party is Dad going to?
Yeah, exactly. And I even remember like I actually went home and grabbed a book because I like to read, as probably many people do, and I actually told myself I'm not going to think about this because I'm going to go nuts, and I started.
Wow, you try to just put it out of your mind.
Completely,
right.
And I never do that. I'm not able to. I'm an OCD guy, so like normally it just sticks in there, but that was
eating at you. It's eating at you,
OCD.
and then like how do you know? How is it verified? When is the moment that? Did you ever have a talk with him?
Yeah, we did have a talk, but I found out on my own before that.
And how did that happen?
I had a key to his apartment when he went out of town for a while because I wasn't getting along with my mom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Go live over Dad Mom's house.
Exactly, and this was after my birthday, so I was thinking, okay, my dad's doing something weird. And I figured, I was going to do some snooping because I figured that his privacy was less important than me knowing, my father is...
Right, you wait it out, you go over his house, and what's the first inkling?
A birthday card with him dressed up as a teenage girl. With like a jean skirt and just way too young and awful. My father.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, no.
Now...
That's terrific.
Now, did it hit you at that point that perhaps, like, were you trying to rationalize, like, perhaps that was a Halloween costume, because guys do that for Halloween? Was there anything going through your head that was like, maybe it's not this?
No. At the when I saw the lack of cleaning on his face,
right, it all started adding up.
Right.
Yeah, and then when I finally actually saw the picture, it was more like confirmation then.
Yeah, you kind of knew, but that was pretty much it. Did you do any more snooping?
No, I didn't really want to see anything else.
Yeah, you look in his closets and find dresses and stuff.
Yeah, he was always like a big runner, and he got
He's running away.
Yeah,
that's what
right.
it was.
Well,
My cock follows me everywhere. Damn it.
It's funny. He says he has dreams now that it grows back, and it's like nightmares to him. Notice I still say him. I can't rationalize.
Now, was he just being a transvestite at this point?
Yes.
All right.
At that time he was.
And then how many years had to pass, and did you have any talks in the interim before he had this sex change operation?
No, at the time I kind of stepped out. I had a girlfriend at the time, actually the last major girlfriend I ever had, which I think probably might be connected. But so I kind of just pulled back into
Do you
myself
think I care? Well, I want to address the listeners. Do you think I care if this ends in a Baba Booey? I don't care. It's a great story. I don't care if it's true or fake or anything.
Hell no, man. I don't like that ass. No, you guys.
I could care less.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating story that I'm going to jerk off to later.
Absolutely. Even if you yell, "Mama Monkey," I'm still scrapping later to the first part of the story.
It's still a wonderful story.
Dad in a jean skirt.
Fiction, I don't care.
I hope you're listening, Pop, because I got a jean skirt being sent right down to you.
Because I'm sure even if this isn't true, it's true somewhere.
That's right.
Poor 17-year-old kid.
And if it's not true, I wish it were.
Well, I'm 32 now, so it's like in the past. But there's always like, every once in a while there's always some issue. Because I talk to him now, but we didn't talk for 5 years during that time.
Have you seen him recently?
Yeah, actually.
What does he look like?
Oh,
besides an ass.
Well, very tall, so it's kind of hard to. I don't know. It looks like my father. I can't like.
Does he have long hair? Does he grow his nails out? What's the deal?
He does. He grows out his hair, and it's all like halfway down his back.
Did he do any hormone treatment for the boobs?
Yes.
So
we lived in San Diego at the time, so he would just drive into TJ and he bought estrogen over the counter down there.
So Dad's got tits.
That was actually another thing. I saw the estrogen in the medicine cabinet, and I said, "Oh, well, now." So he's not just dressing up. That's what that was. That.
Oh.
And basically, when I was 19, I found out. So when I was about 20, he actually moved away to Texas because he transferred for his job, and apparently you have to live for a year as a female before you can actually have the surgery.
Yeah.
And
because they want to make sure that you're ready to have your
ready to go through with
dick cut off.
Which makes sense, and I guess he was pretty serious about it. I mean, I haven't seen the proof, but I would assume.
Yeah, you never asked Dad to see his new vagina?
No, I asked enough questions though. Like I found out that they have to stretch it out with fake penises for the first 6 months after having it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, your dad had to put fake penises in his artificially constructed vagina to keep it stretched so it would be ready to accept a real penis.
Exactly. Because that was basically his...
Hold on, this is hard for most people to comprehend. Your dad would probably sit back, the guy that used to drive you to like baseball and Little League,
yes,
and put a fake penis between his legs, wishing it were another gentleman.
Oh my goodness!
Actually, at the time, I think it hurt, but
but it would probably hurt good.
It was to stretch out the wares.
Wait, Jimmy, I don't really understand what you're saying because I'm a little slow today. I'm a little tired. Could you tell me that again, please?
This guy's dad, when this guy was 19 or 20, he realized that his father, the guy that took him out back and taught him to swing a bat and taught him about the birds and the bees, would probably hike up his skirt and insert a fake penis because he'd had his genitals sliced off.
Right.
And constructed
twisted inside out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I apologize. You're right. Made into a vagina.
Yeah.
And so he could accept finally a real penis. He had to stretch his new vagina out with fake penises.
And through the magic of radio, I got audio.
Oh, you do?
Let's listen in.
I'd love to hear it.
This is a painful procedure.
This was in the beginning when he was just using pens.
This was actually Lloyd after he saw that picture.
I wanted to jump off that base jumper.
Doubt it. Well, it didn't end there because he had to go to bigger male genitalia dildos because you got to do this slowly. And here's the biggest one that he put in, and that must have really hurt him.
Off, motherfucker!
Okay, terrific.
Wow. Well,
and he was talking to these fake penises. I don't know, maybe to help him out. I don't really get this one, but...
Don't stop treating me like a whore.
Oh, that is really a sad story.
It's unbelievable.
You talk to him now, though?
Yeah, we get along. I'll never jerk off to drill dough again.
No.
What do you guys talk about? What besides the obvious pink elephant that no one addresses?
Well, honestly, I've asked him all the questions about that I could stomach, which is why I know, the stretching out and all that. That doctor that they put on South Park that in Colorado that invented the surgery, he went to that guy and found out, all the little fun details that I'm so used to.
Yeah, I guess they kind of gut your penis, turn it inside out, cut your sack, take the balls out, and use the sack as like labia, and they kind of use every part of your penis as to build this vagina.
I wish if my dad and I had that conversation, I'd ask a lot of questions, and they would all sound like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why?"
Well, I want to thank Lloyd from
Thanks,
Long
Lloyd.
Island for being so open and honest with us. It sounds like it's been a tough life with Dad changing into a woman.
That's gotta be.
It's okay now.
I mean, in the end, how does it make you feel? I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Well, honestly,
Oh, jeez. The guy poured his heart out there, Opie. Oh. Although, how much can you hurt this guy, really, by hanging up? Ooh, you hung up on him. His dad cut off his dick and walks around as a woman now. Ooh, you hung up on him. That'll show him.
He's actually jealous of Greg, Bobby, and Peter's dad. At least he still wore a suit to work.
Actually, Lloyd, thanks, man.
Lloyd, that was a good story.
That's something that you don't hear every day. Let's go to Rebecca in Utah. Rebecca.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
All right.
Hi. Hello, Robert.
Rebecca. Rebecca, you're 34.
That's right.
And
you know what? You guys have this all wrong. If Opie, and Jimmy saw me in a bar, all three of you would be hitting on me like no tomorrow.
Well, I guess is that your picture up on that website?
That is.
Somewhere. That's your picture. I don't know. You kind of.
I don't know.
A weird
Rebecca.
little pose.
What was your real name before you did whatever you did?
I ain't saying.
All right, you pre or post op?
Pre-op right now. The last thing I have to do is of course, the bottom surgery. That's it.
The bottom surgery. Did you get implants?
Yep, sure did.
And hormone treatment?
Yep, for 5 years now.
Did the hormones give you full womanly hips?
Not yet, and naturally that will never actually fully come,
Of course, you'll always have a guy's pelvis in there.
Are you still functional?
No, not with all the pills that we take and stuff. It's basically almost the same thing as chemical castration.
Do you hate your penis?
I have since I was 6 years old, and that's why I say you guys have got
So
it
we're
all
6?
wrong. It's not about the clothes. It's not about sex. It's not about being gay. It's just about knowing the fact when you were born or you were very little that you've hated your body ever since you could remember.
Something. Now, transsexuals have, like, they're saying that I just don't see. I know nature makes mistakes, obviously, where there's a show about it apparently coming on that Linda Stasi enjoys.
Yeah.
So, obviously, nature does have fuck-ups. But to me, are you sure it's not just a psychological thing, like something really went wrong, or there's some type of a chemical thing that can be fixed, and you go, oh, I don't hate my dick.
Dude, if it's at 6 years old.
Yeah, a lot can go wrong by 6.
Nah.
Now, at 6 years old, I was like, what the hell is this?
You start acting like that. He's kind of got the femme voice, You got the femme voice.
Well, that's hard, too, because once your vocal cords develop, you can't take away anything you already have, except for, of course, your penis.
Yeah. Can you talk lower like a guy?
Oh, absolutely.
Give it a try. Say, "Hey, Opie and Anthony, what's up?" in a guy voice.
Hey, Opie Anthony, what's up?
Yeah, it's still a little gay on there.
Can you say this? Hey, what year is this Saturn?
Jimmy's heard that a few times, fella. Wow. So you're going. When are they doing the surgery on you?
Oh, probably in about another 5 months.
Another 5 months. So you've been living.
It costs a lot of money.
How much?
Well, where I'm going to is Bangkok, Thailand, and it's about $12,000.
You gotta go. You're going to Bangkok to get your dick removed.
Yeah, Bangkok.
Weird, isn't it?
Why don't you do it in the States where the doctors are a little better?
Yeah.
Because they're about $25,000. It's starting.
So you get what you pay for.
Yeah, you don't want to cut corners with your dick, sir.
It's Asia. They're going to give you a sideways one. You know how that works. Oh, that's a rumor?
It doesn't matter as long as it's gone.
And now, have you ever been with a woman?
Oh, yeah, I was married twice.
You were
I had
married twice.
I have a 16-year-old son. And
oh, my dear, sweet Jesus and baby Jesus. You have a 16-year-old son. Are you close?
Absolutely, and we still are.
Is it hard to kiss him on the cheek with the brown paper bag over his head?
No, absolutely not. He actually defends me if anyone were to say anything, which most people don't because it takes them a long time to figure it out.
Figure it out, really?
Clues. Yeah.
Dude, I actually wouldn't have known until you actually looked at me and said hello.
What?
I don't know.
What about the ex-wives? What do they think there, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Come on, Opie, you know you want me.
No, that's...
Do you? Oh, it's no big deal, guys.
No, that's all right.
Give it a shot.
Rebecca, what do the ex-wives think?
Well, naturally they're repulsed because they want a full manly man that burps and farts and picks their butt, I guess.
And you're a lady.
Or just tinkles and stands at the same time.
I bet your asshole is marking off days on the calendar till your surgery.
Damn right. Oh, and another thing. All of us wear dresses.
Huh?
I wear jeans and T-shirts on an everyday basis.
Thank you, Jimmy. I thought it should have gotten more than that from you.
I like it.
You mean because the asshole's sick of taking the poundings?
It's like it's going to be on vacation.
I just caught that's funny.
Phew, I thought I was bombing.
Oh, that was damn funny.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I'm sorry,
The asshole's going to move to a retirement community in Florida. Making plans now.
I'm sorry, Rebecca. Wink, wink. What were you saying?
I was just going to say I listen to you guys all the time, and the only reason why I called is because you seem to be obsessed with this topic the last couple days.
They really are.
We hit on things and drive them into the ground.
No, we haven't because there's a lot of stories on the news up here.
Yeah, the teacher.
The substitute teacher, and then the other guy that was doing payphones or something.
Yeah, payphones at Grand Central, and he was getting harassed and stuff.
Two news stories in like the same week about it.
Yeah. Hey, Rebecca, what does your package look like right now? Because you're on a lot of hormones and
Did
stuff,
it
right?
shrivel or?
Well, it all shrivels up and shrinks up.
Does it look like Stephen Hawking's leg?
What?
Old turnip penis.
Yeah, what does it look like now?
Well, it's the same thing, just a smaller version. It kind of looks like Jimmy, I guess.
Sir, I happen to have a nice, baby, soft, smooth penis. Or do you mean my whole physical being?
Your whole body, yeah.
That was hurtful.
Hey, it was a joke, and you guys didn't catch it.
It was just mean-spirited. We don't like that type of humor here.
Yeah.
Courtney.
All right, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Well, good luck.
You got a website?
Yeah, I gave it to your screener.
Well, say it on the air.
Would you mind plugging it for the audience, or do you want them going
people
there?
to check it out or no?
You know what? As soon as I say it, it's going to blow up. But
Do you want people to check it out?
Yeah, sure. It's QTEPEYE.com.
Oh, my God. That means cutie pie.
Oh, my God.
Hello, cutie pie.
Hello.
What do you think, Jimmy?
Oh, she's good looking.
She's good looking? Jimmy says you're good looking, Rebecca.
Of course. Yeah. That was my point. There's some of it you would never be able to tell. Ever.
No, not never.
Yeah, I'd probably be able to tell. Not guaranteed I've made errors.
You got it.
Besides the drool dripping down your mouth and stuff, you know.
All right.
You have a message board there.
Yeah, but it hasn't been used in forever. So.
Well, I think you better blow the dust off of it.
Just like your penis.
No, be nice, people.
Yeah,
There's
Rebecca's.
No
yeah, she's
really
being open here.
Yeah,
All right.
Rebecca's being very open.
Let us know how it goes in Bangkok.
When's your surgery?
In about 4 months. I haven't set a date yet, but it'll be in about 4 months. I'll let you guys know when it's all done. Or actually, I'll let you know when I'm headed out there.
Hey, Rebecca, what exactly made you say to yourself, "This is the way I want to like change my life"? What exactly happened in your life where you said, "This is the route that I'm taking"?
Good question, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. Thanks.
Well,
every time.
I like that. That felt good.
Randy in New York, what's up?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
When did American Mess change to Depressing Family Tragedy Friday?
It's Family Tragedy Friday on the Opie and Anthony program.
It's kind of like American Mess over the phone, because Jesus.
We were supposed to have a guy come in today and do stuff with his penis,
bad.
so I don't know what happened to that guy.
What was he going to do with it?
I don't know. Ask Ben or whoever set that one up. Maybe Steve set that up. I don't know.
Ben won't know.
Ben won't. Hey, you know what? Why don't we play this going into break?
Yeah, I got pissed.
The song we got earlier?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
You want to explain?
Well, it's Jane Gum.
Jane Gum, right.
Singing Alice in Chains.
Down in a Hole.
Down in a Hole. It's perfect. And It's simple, yet funny.
That's right. It's John S. in Hartford, Connecticut. I guess this song is available on opieandanthony.com already because people are loving this. We'll play this for a second time today.
Is a hero on this program.
Check this out.
Can you help me put this in my van? Would you? With my broken arm, I don't think I can. I have been guilty of murdering girls that are fat. You're on my list now, what do you think about that? You're down in a hole, yeah, and I'm in control. You're down in a hole, 'cause I hate my pole. I like to tug. I like to tuck in my junk. Frederica, great big fat person. You're down in a hole, and it's all because you aren't thin. Now you're forced to put the lotion on your skin. Wait just a minute, was that just a knock at the door? I smell a cunt, it must be that old FBI whore. You're down in a hole, yeah, and I'm in control. You're down in a hole, 'cause I hate my pole. I like to tuck. I like to tuck in my junk.
We're going to be talking to Michael Harrison in a few minutes here from Talkers Magazine. Get to the bottom of this. We've been talking about this all week. He came out with his top 100 talk show hosts in America, and we didn't make the list.
No, we did not.
Which is kind of silly.
And it says on one of the pages that even this year, Howard Stern and Bob Edwards are heard exclusively on satellite radio. So they did include satellite. They were like the big ones on satellite.
Bob Edwards, you know, I have nothing against the guy personally, aside from his thirst for human blood at night to keep his immortality going. But he does an hour show.
We start off our show going an hour, hour and a half without even stopping.
I understand he interviews
and then we start
people,
our
but
own
so
radio
do we.
show.
I mean, what?
All right, we'll see what he has to say. Let's go to Anthony on Long Island. Anthony.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, Anthony.
Hey, listen, I was just wondering. I know Professor Anthony over there has his theories about people who partake in substance. I was just wondering if you caught American Idol last night because Paula Abdul was a train wreck.
Look, there's something going on with her. I don't know what it is, but in my opinion, from seeing people that have used narcotics, she looks to me like a woman who is doing some type of narcotics. She cannot string a sentence together. She slurs constantly. She can't finish an idea. She's trying. Every response to somebody singing now is, "Your soul is beautiful. When you come on this, it's just wonderful."
I bet you they love it though because she's finally interesting. She was never interesting.
Well, that's true.
What was interesting about her?
She's just going to sack out. At one point, she was like bored with something that was being said, So as a goof, she leaned her head on Simon's arm to like make it look like she was sleeping. I swear she passed out for a second. It looked like she really legitimately passed out.
I think she's just bored.
No, dude.
Those guys have nothing to do with the show now. They just sit there.
At least Randy has got some energy, albeit ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah.
Simon is paying attention because he's right on the money with these people.
Gets it right every single time.
Gets it right. He called who was going to be knocked out last night.
And then you have Ryan Seacrest acting like a tough guy every night.
Hey, tough guy.
Well, like he's got to be the one that challenges Simon. Ooh.
I don't need to talk to you.
God, he's challenging Simon. It makes for riveting TV.
What's his name?
Randy Jackson.
Randy Jackson.
No, Seacrest. Ryan. What does Ryan say?
I goofs on the fact that
hopefully Simon will be in a good mood tonight.
Simon's a little
things
old.
like that. Wow, that's a tight-fitting
tight sweater
he's got on.
That's why they do his shot from 20 yards away. Things like that.
What's great about Simon? And Simon's like, all right, you want to play? He made some kind of like hint at a gay joke.
Right.
You should have saw Ryan's freaking eyes going right through him like, I thought you wouldn't go there. Well, hey, man, you're going to be tough. Let's go.
Well, a hint was him holding up a picture of Ryan sucking a man's cock. So if you want to call that a hint, Opie.
But Paul Abdul was talking to made some sort of comment with these two guys up there for their lives about one had girls, one had spaghetti, one had pizza.
Yeah, she just was babbling about what they ate, and these girls up there are ready to just explode.
More importantly, Anthony, the crooner is now off the program.
Thank God. I called both the girls. I knew which girls were going last night.
Very obvious. Although I thought the black transvestite should have went.
No. That blonde, she blew it.
She did the Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey, it was awful. She couldn't hit the notes. Horrible. The other one, the other black girl, was just so obnoxious and unlikable as a person. She was constantly posing for the camera and saying, this is the face America loves and stuff. And America doesn't want to be told that.
I don't know what happened to her because she was a little bit obnoxious in the auditions, and then she went to Hollywood and decided to completely play that angle.
She got all sucked up into the whole thing. She's on the red carpet. They're taking a picture. She thought she was a star already, and she's acting like one. Boom, they threw her out.
See you later.
Get out.
In 2 weeks, people won't even remember that you were even on the show.
Bye-bye.
So long.
And then the guys, now I was a little surprised. I thought the Peter Brady-looking kid and the crooner were going to be gone.
Yeah.
Peter Brady-looking kid didn't even get in the bottom three. It was the shaved head guy. Sway.
The guy that did.
Yeah. Well, Sway, awful. But I think Brady Bunch kid, Peter Brady, should have gotten thrown off before he did. But they didn't. And then the little kid. I don't know what his name is, but the little Irish
Kevin or something like that?
Kid.
I think it's Kevin.
Yeah.
From Levittown, right?
Yeah, he's from Levittown. He was in the bottom three. And the last guy was the crooner. He was in the bottom three. And they drag him out on stage, and they kick one of them off, and then they take a break, come back, kick the other one off. Little suspense.
I thought that was great when they pulled out, what's his name, Kevin, with the Chicken Little.
Oh, my God, they put a picture of Chicken Little.
We've been calling him Chicken Little since the audition.
Looks just like Chicken Little.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But I think I was a little surprised because I think he's kind of likable, and like the little girls who are a big demo on the show would like him and vote for him and stuff. So he's still in. But the crooner had to go. He was so unlikable, so bad. It was just bad to listen to, hey, hey, I want to see you. Who cares? He's crooning some old fossilized Frank Sinatra tune.
Crazy little thing called
love. That was his attempt at the pop song.
He looked like he was going to cry last night.
This thing called love, I just can't handle it.
When do these guys start crying when they get kicked off?
That guy was almost at tears. He was really really shaken up. He was very abrupt with his answers to when they performed the night before, because I watched all 3 episodes for the week in about an hour last night. Love the DVR.
Great. And
when he performed, they started lambasting him pretty badly, and he was just like, "Okay, yes, next." Like, okay, Paul is done bashing me. Let's get to Simon. And then when they give out the phone numbers, they have to put the big smile on their face, and you could tell he was just like, "It's my smile." Yeah. And then the phone number stopped. Boom, straight face again, off the stage.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So he's done.
America hates you.
And finally, we got to talk about Mandiesel and what she was wearing last night. They told her to dress like more youthful, I guess.
More youthful or like a U-Haul?
Like, I don't know.
Which she could get confused because she went with the U-Haul.
I said to the guys in the office before the show, it looked like she took a sheet off my bed and made a halter top. She is
her ass
fucking big.
Her top half is big, but you don't even notice so much because her ass is gigantic. She was wearing a black, it was like a sweater-type material skirt thing. I don't even know what it was. But it was over her ass where it made it look even bigger.
Unbelievable.
Huge. I was fascinated by it.
All right.
Fixated on the ass.
Thank you, Anthony.
And they kept her in there.
There's your Idol update.
American Idol. But I saw the full performance of the rock guy.
Yeah. Chris Daugherty.
He is winning. There is no way in hell this guy is not winning this competition unless it is completely fixed, because every week the guy comes out and just stuns everybody. He's got a great rock voice. The guy should already be in a band making money. They showed a little of his personal life the other night.
That was a reality check, huh?
Holy shit, he's in some auto parts warehouse
or whatever, yeah,
with his blue uniform shirt on and a clipboard, walking through, checking out if there's enough fuel pumps in stock. And the guy could be a rock star tomorrow. The guy's got such a great voice and presence. And there he is.
They're ready to pick a rock star finally.
Job. Yeah.
And I mean the people behind American Idol, not America, because America's not picking the winner.
Dude, the guy could get thrown out next week. He'll still go on and do more than the winner this year if he got thrown out next week. The guy's got it knocked now. You think he's going to stick with that prefab family that he married into?
I don't know.
When if you're checking off air cleaner, fuel pump, radiator hoses, and you got a band on the side or something like that, and you're married like that, that's one thing.
It's a little weird because it seems like a young kid. Like, how old is he? Do you have that site still? He can't be more than 25, 26. Yeah. He married a woman that had kids already. That's fine. Happens all the time. But they're older kids. It just seems a little much to take on. No?
When he's touring and these chippies are throwing themselves at him, and he's that age, and he's thinking about life, kids. Oof.
How old is he? Let's take a look here. He is 26.
Yeah.
And those kids are they look like they're 12, 11. Mm-hmm. They're up there, it seems like.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
good luck. Keep up your good nature.
Let's say hi to someone in Arizona. Arizona, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Yeah, I want to tell Anthony, crooning is alive and well on Frank's Place, XM Channel 73.
That's right.
The original crooner. I don't like when American Idol puts the crooners on. They're not American Idol material. They're one-trick ponies. They fit into that very narrow category of something from a throwback from the 50s. And it doesn't fit. They have no versatility. Like the rock guy can probably do one of those rock ballads to cover the soft side.
Yeah.
He could probably throw his own spin on something crappy like, I don't know, if they want to do some kind of Barry Manilow week on the show, he could probably throw a rock twist on one of those and make it original. The crooner, everything he does is crazy little thing called love, this thing called yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. With the affected crooner Frank Sinatra voice. It doesn't work for me.
It's not going to be as fun now, watching American Idol with him gone.
Good.
We got Michael Harrison on the air here.
Finally.
Michael.
Hey, you guys are funny.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Michael. First of all, are you...
Who was doing the singing?
Oh, that would be me, Anthony.
Yesterday. I do that all the time. I love to croon.
It's crooning, sir.
Crooning in the shower.
You don't see the ridiculousness of crooning on American Idol?
Well, those people on American Idol have a big problem on their hands, and that's trying to figure out how to create music for the masses. TV tries to have a mass audience, and as you know, you're part of satellite radio, and satellite radio's got all those music channels. It's almost impossible today to please a mass audience by programming music for them.
Well, I think satellite is a better outlet than FM radio.
Absolutely,
as
no
far as music
about
goes.
It. And you know what? Satellite radio is going to do to FM radio what FM radio did to AM radio.
And haven't heard that one
Make
yet.
It staticky?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey, Michael, you're taping this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Cool.
Are you?
Well, I don't know. If it's
Somebody is somewhere out there.
Of course.
They all end up out there on the web.
I don't believe we've ever spoken.
No, Michael, a little history here. I've been watching you from afar, and you
literally with binoculars,
and you've always talked nicely about Opie and Anthony.
Not only have I spoken nicely about you, I was your biggest defender in the press.
Yes, you were.
Who had that cathedral incident?
Yeah, you were one of the ones that actually defended us in some way, and then I've seen you, talking about us in articles in the paper all the time, and it was nothing but nice and positive stuff. And that's why I'm confused that when the Talkers magazine came out with the Heavy 100, the top 100 talkers in America, we didn't even make the top 100.
Total mistake.
What do you mean total mistake?
I regret it greatly. It was a big mistake.
Why, though?
Oh, God, of course. You guys are hot. First of all, this is a committee does this. I don't take it on myself. If it was just one person, it might not have happened. Two, it indicates that you do have an image problem right now because you don't get as much attention in the press as you did when you were on FM radio.
But all right, I got to stop that. Hold on, Michael, because I'm going to defend. We're going to defend ourselves as we move on.
Let me finish. I'm going to say nice things about.
No, I understand. I don't even care about the nice things.
How many hundreds of letters we've gotten from your listeners? Some of them can use going back to school and learning their grammar.
Well,
but the letters that we have gotten, the support that you've generated by talking about this, has opened my eyes to just what you guys are doing.
So you're saying that Bob Edwards, who works on XM, gets still a lot of attention in the media, but we don't?
No, what I'm saying is that Bob Edwards represents public radio. Our obligation, we have the same problem American Idol does, is that people outside the industry read Talkers Magazine's Heavy 100 and use it as an indicator of what the total scope of talk radio is.
Okay, I can understand that. And if it was the top 10 and we didn't make it, I would say fine. Even top 25. I'm looking at a lot of names in the top 100 that are justified to be there, and they do have a lot more exposure.
Take yes for an answer. I'm on your show, we're recording this, and we're going to run this in Talkers.
Yeah, but
you guys belong in the Heavy 100.
Can there be a retraction, sir, and maybe a late edition?
There's going to be a retraction. I want to make a deal with you.
Okay, let's hear the deal.
I think our pests are holding him hostage.
Here's what I want
and this is what we're going to do now.
All right, let's hear the deal.
Show business or what?
Huh?
Is this somewhat show business, or are you gurus of all that is true and political? I mean, do you have fun on the air? Do you like to have fun?
We have a great time here on a semi-daily basis. Sometimes it's miserable, pure misery,
What I'd like
Michael.
to do is the following.
Yes.
To show you what a good sport I am and to show you that I am sincere. We are going to, if you can come up with an interesting photo of the two of you mutilating the Heavy 100 issue of Talkers Magazine that contains the sin of omitting you from the Heavy 100,
yes,
we will run it on the cover of the next issue.
Well.
But it's got to be a good picture. I mean, if you want, I'll come into New York this
Kind of wacky. Kind of wacky.
Can I be in a Boy Scout uniform? That seemed to work.
But it's got to be something that is good for our show because it's the cover of Talkers Magazine. So if it isn't a good picture, I'm not going to run it, obviously. But we are so impressed with the reaction that we have gotten, that you have generated. Not to mention, can I say something?
Yes,
you
sir.
You guys are a big-time act. We're just a little magazine. I'm kind of honored that you care so much and that your listeners care so much.
Well, it's not that we care, but when you see people like Kim Commando in the top 100, who's the talk radio industry's leading personality in computer talk, it gets you a little mad.
How did Rusty Humphreys make number 52?
I don't know who I'm talking to, so I'll call you Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
But listen, Opie and Anthony, we are not just one genre. We are an industry publication.
Yes.
We're not read by listeners. We don't.
Oh, we understand that.
And the industry needs to have computer shows. It needs to have satellite.
We understand
Can I ask you a question? Don't you think that part of it might have been a bias because this show trashes commercial radio?
Nah. Look, we call ourselves the Bible of talk radio, which Business Week said, and the new talk media.
Well, Michael, you let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Let me finish.
You didn't let me finish my question.
This is important stuff.
He interrupted in the middle of my question to answer it.
Okay.
What I was saying is, don't you think that it was a backlash because of the attacks on commercial radio done by that show? Because you can't tell me that John and Ken or Bob and Sherry or Rusty Humphreys generates more press than this show does, or is more well-known than this show is.
The Satellite Sisters?
I'm telling you, I regret it.
All right, but
why are you arguing when you've already...
He actually is fessing up to it,
No,
and that seems
Michael,
to be like...
all right, I understand you're regretting it, and you're saying it's a mistake, but who else voted on this?
Good question.
Oh, look, you guys are looking for... You're really looking... You really want to have a fight after you've gotten the most incredible concession you possibly could have...
No, but who...
We are asses,
We
aren't
really
we?
are. All right. But who voted? Seriously, Michael, who voted on this? Is there a 4 or 5 person committee? Are they...
There are a lot of people involved. It's the committee here of all the editors, and then we talk to people in the industry. The fact of the matter is we went over this with a fine-tooth comb, and you deserve to be there on every front. And you know who pointed this out to us?
Who?
The listeners that you had encouraged to write letters to us pointed out to us. Look,
we fit the criteria.
Alphabetically,
yes.
here's what we use.
Okay.
Courage. You guys have incredible courage.
Thank you,
Effort.
sir.
You're very professional. You prepare your shows. You work really hard. Impact. You have a tremendous impact. You were the biggest story in the industry for a long period of time. Longevity, well, you've been around a while, not as long as some of the people.
12 years, 9 on air.
Potential, you obviously have enormous potential, and I would love to manage you because obviously you guys have got to have what you've got going out there for more people to see. So if you don't have a manager, I want to talk to you.
Super Agent Bob Eatman.
Ratings. Well, you had good ratings, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Recognition, you've got it. Revenue, I don't have a clue. I don't know if you guys make a dime or not. Service, that's also questionable. Talent, you've got tons of talent. Uniqueness, no question, you're among the leaders in your genre. You deserve to be in the heavy 100. Everybody here agrees. We learned our lesson. We are not beyond learning. And I congratulate you.
Wow.
You're gonna have the cover of the next issue. This conversation will be printed in the parts that are understandable because there's
I know
a lot
what's
of
going on here, by the way.
talking over each other.
The pest found out where he lives.
But we don't crawl like on my belly. Do you have a video cam there? I'll come in. I'll crawl up now.
Yeah, but you're protecting others, Michael. You're protecting others.
Hey, come on.
His sources.
You're protecting others.
Opie cannot let this go.
No.
For crying
Is
out
it
loud.
program directors? Is it station owners?
Don't protect anybody. We are the most. Why do you think?
Why did Fred Hansberger make it?
Because
Who the hell's Quinn and Rose?
guys, stop being so egocentric.
Yeah.
I mean, you think the whole. I told you guys are.
Bill
great.
Cunningham is a kid toucher. Look at his picture.
You think it should just be the heavy one, and then the two of you will. Do the two of you?
No, if it was the heavy one, we might not have called you.
Who's Imus? I never heard of him.
That's right.
John or something?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Because our readers are going to be reading this.
Okay.
Do the two of you in the privacy of your own bedroom ever argue over who's the more popular?
No.
Opie or Anthony?
That's never come up.
No. We argue on the air with the listeners. People like me more, people like Opie more, everyone loves Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
All right, I meant that.
Sometimes the listeners try to divide and conquer.
Yeah, people have their favorites.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Dr. Joy Brown, she's a transvestite.
She is not Opie.
Look at the picture.
My God.
You guys are fun.
This is the upsetting part about this phone call.
Yeah.
Is now I like this guy, and I didn't want to.
I hate it. I like the guy now. He came on, was completely honest and open.
I gotta tell you.
And left us out, hanging out to dry here
Michael,
with all this anger.
No, you didn't. You guys are very talented, and all I care about is the truth.
Michael, I'm a big supporter because Jim Norton was going to rip your head off, and I'm like, hold on, we got to hear what this guy has to say because I do remember you on TV supporting us, standing up for what we did in some bizarre way, and I see you quoted in the Post a lot in the John Minnelli articles.
Yeah, no, I'm on your side because you deserve it, and the truth should always win out. When you pursue the truth, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. And you know something else? I'm going to take a chance here. I'm going to use the forum to say one of the problems with talk radio today and the political arguments in America is more people are more concerned about winning debates than they are in seeking the truth.
Not being truthful, yep.
You guys are great. You deserve it. We're sorry.
Michael, can I ask you?
It's a mistake on our part, and
we want all the names, though, Michael. We want the names.
The people that
I bet you a few of those names are people that fired us.
It's all well and fine that Michael is saying we should be in the top 100. I appreciate that. It's wonderful. But I got a question, Michael.
Yeah.
What number should we have been?
Yeah.
What number should
Where would we have been put in about?
Honestly, right now, it's very hard to say. I do.
Well, look at the list. Let's go.
Can I use the guy whose name starts with H? Can I say it on the air?
Howard. Yeah. Howard Stern.
Howard Stern look at the problems that I have to deal with having Howard Stern at number 1 and Rush Limbaugh at number 2. You think Rush Limbaugh likes that? You think Rush Limbaugh likes being number 2 to anybody?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Now, see the difference between Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity, who's always number 2 to Limbaugh, who's always number 1 in audience surveys, is Hannity likes being number 2 to Limbaugh because he's always the guy on the way up.
Right.
Uneasy lies the head, unless you're Rush Limbaugh.
We've had Sean Hannity on the air many times.
So
we like him a lot, by the way.
I have absolutely no horse in the race between you and Stern. I love both of your acts. I think they're very healthy for the business. And most of the letters that came said, "Oh, you have your head up Stern's butt," and all that, as if somehow
sounds like our guys.
Believe me, I have never made a dime on Stern. Stern doesn't give me the time of day, and I have defended him for years, as I have defended you. So this is not about anybody
You
paying,
skirted the question very well, Michael, but where were we? 1 through 10 somewhere? 10 through 20?
I think clearly you belong in the top 6 or 7.
Wow. And this is a grave overlook of our names then, if we belong in the top 6 or 7.
No question. You belong there because you're pioneers in the hot talk, popular talk, or shock jock genre. I'm using industry terms.
Yes.
You were on XM before Stern, and you guys were huge in the news. You were also, I will say, victims of Viacom. What they did was they encouraged you to be outrageous. They allowed you to do what you did at St. Patrick's Cathedral, and they left you hanging out to dry. I said that in the press.
Yes.
You deserve a lot more than being in the top 250. And we're human. There are all kinds of idiosyncratic reasons why a mistake like that happens.
Yeah.
You can be sure it happens at People magazine when they do the sexiest man alive. You can be sure it happened at Rolling Stone when they did the 100 greatest rock songs of all time. You can be sure it happens at the American Film Institute when they do the 100 greatest movies. You guys are a strange act. It just happened, and I would say that you belong in the top 6 or 7. And I also believe...
Make us number 4, or there's going to be problems.
I'm not being Sirius satellite radio. I'm just being serious.
I hear you. Well, Michael, I'm humbled.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
I don't know, because if it's such an oversight, I mean, they did list us in the top 250.
He's being honest, I think. I think Michael's being
honest. How much more honest can I be? I just told you in front of your audience that I will run this conversation in Talkers, and we will run your picture on the cover if it can be a funny picture of you guys being angry at Talkers. And we have to figure out how to do that. You want to do it or not? We have a few days to do it before the March issue.
We'll talk to our people.
I don't know who your people are. I get all these guys. Hey, I'm from Opie and Anthony.
Look for my agent, Dugout Doug. He will be in touch.
Somebody called my people.
How about a picture of you walking around New York in underwear with an apology sign? Women's underwear. Huh?
You got it. Take yes for an answer.
Wait, what's the all right, what is he asking us now?
He wants you
Hold
guys...
on, Michael, what is it again? No, I'm serious. Let's get right to the meat
I
of
want
this
to get
now.
a photo in the next few days of a very, very good photo in color on a good camera. If we have to come in ourselves, we'll do it, but maybe you guys can do it. Of the two of you in your studio, either ripping the issue to shreds, throwing eggs at it, nothing lewd, because we go through the U.S. mail, but something that indicates your total displeasure. We'll run a sampling of the letters, we'll talk about the reaction we had, and we will run as much of this conversation in the issue as is intelligible.
And this picture will be...
on the cover of Talkers magazine. It'll put you guys on the map. Obviously, the thing I learned from this is just how big and important Talkers magazine is. Otherwise, guys like you wouldn't care.
Well,
Michael, we're ready for our answer.
You ready for what?
The answer.
The answer.
What's the answer?
Why,
Oh, my God, the guy was... You know, the guy was being very cordial.
There's nothing worse,
very honest,
than when you gear up to hate somebody and they come out and they're honest and nice.
He admitted to being wrong, and...
Your call did not go through. Will you please hang up and try your call again?
You have to hang that line up, Opie.
Recording.
I want to enjoy it a little more.
We're sorry. Your call did not go through.
The guy actually fessed up and said it was a mistake, and that we should have been, dude, top 10. 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
And
6 was Imus, 7 was Laura Ingram.
All right, I could see us being just...
Dr. Laura Schlesinger still beats us?
I'm not going to agree with the top 5, but I think we should be right behind Don Imus. That's where we should have been. And Opie's got to hang up on him. Holy shit.
That's the second time someone has called in that I was all geared up to hate, and you wind up liking them.
Yeah.
He's really not a bad guy. That's why I was surprised, because he really does support us in the media.
Dude, he completely told the truth.
Holy crap, that's fun. Let's say hi to Mike in D.C. Mike?
Opie, you were so right on hanging up on that guy. Man, I could smell that shit from here.
What?
He was just totally full of it.
No, I'll tell you why I don't agree with you. Because he wouldn't have come on the air. If he was going to lie, he wouldn't have come on the air and said, yeah, we made a mistake. There's no advantage for him to do that. If they said, like, hey, fuck Opie and Anthony, there's no advantage to then come on the air and go, we made a mistake. There's nothing advantageous to it.
How can you say he forgot to put you in the top 10, but they remembered to put you in the top 250? That doesn't make any sense.
It just got an honorable mention. But whatever the reason, he did come on the air and say that they were wrong.
I am a little suspect of that, but I don't know.
Something smells fishy.
I'll say it does, but the guy came on the air, and he was pleasant, and he said, look, we were wrong. I mean, what are you going to do? You have the guy, all right, that's what he said.
All right.
You're going to hang up on him, which was good.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, but I want to know what picture they're going to take of these two.
All right, punch it out.
All right. I want to thank the Pests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the Pests
absolutely.
really did their job. See, these are the battles they fight all the time. I had no idea that hundreds and hundreds of emails were being sent over there.
Sent to them, and
a lot of them were very intelligent emails.
Well, let's not say a lot of them.
And then some weren't. Dave in Tennessee.
Hey, guys. I think apology accepted, and we can tell Dugout Doug to let his wife go now.
Yeah.
Yes. His wife's playing cards. They're letting her win until he comes back.
Yeah.
Busting out.
All right. Let's go to Cigars and Scotch. Cigars and Scotch.
Hey, the Army flexes its muscles again. And Opie, you hung up on the Photoshop contest for the cover of Talkers magazine. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you know something? Photoshop.
Well, it smelled of wacky. We try to stay away from wacky.
I want to see what the Photoshop guys can do with that idea.
Right.
Make an Opie and Anthony shot with us holding the Talkers magazine and ripping it up in some situation that you might find humorous.
My Photoshop entry would be Michael Harrison's head that we're holding from his hair, and it's severed, and there's
Alzar Cowie,
and there's just blood dripping from it.
That might be a tough one to get to the rest of the industry.
Yeah.
How about you two? How about,
all right,
this will be very funny. You two with your hands on your hips like 1940s guys staring in the harump face at the magazine.
And I think one hand on our hip, the other one wagging our finger at the magazine. Hey, you.
Anthony wagging his finger, and Opie with your arms up in the air like, what the hey?
Where are we?
And maybe Ben taking a liquidy bender shit all over the magazine.
That would be good. I think maybe
a shredder.
No. Michael in a boat. Me and you, one looking one way, one looking the other. A guy in the middle going, what do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
That'd make a cute picture.
Or how about
Talkers?
Me? Just me on the cover, pointing at a map of Poughkeepsie and saying, I'll be there soon. Or
when?
Atlanta in 2 weeks, actually, the punchline.
All right, you could do that. There's plenty of opportunities for pictures.
Because Talkers is based in Atlanta.
I'm willing to go out on the limb and believe the guy. Not just because it's in my best interest, and it makes us seem much better. It makes me feel better that the guy actually fessed up and said that. He sounded sincere.
Most of these guys will avoid coming on the phone. Like Richard Huff, we got on the phone, and he turned out to be a good guy. And,
oh, man, he was great.
Yeah,
we want to rip him apart.
If they come on the phone, usually they're going to tell the truth, because why are you going to come on? Doing phoners when it's a friendly situation is hard enough. Doing phoners when it's not. Yeah. I'm trying to talk. Turn the music off.
Oh, there's music.
I don't like that music over my voice.
Thank God the music's here, because I don't know what time it is.
It's,
time to dance. Listen.
Go, Jimmy. You're on camera.
Go, Jimmy. Go, Jimmy.
Jimmy's camera would have had to have been restarted if it was earlier in the show. It's a little pixelated. Or is it Jimmy? No, he's just pixelated. Walks around like that. You're dancing.
I'm good.
No, you're not.
I do a dance called
That is ridiculous.
I do the Raj from What's Happening.
And I cannot wait until they roto you out of that picture and place you into some ugly, horrific, embarrassing situation.
They won't do that.
Yes, they will.
I dare the Photoshop people to fuck with my dancing. I dare you, motherfuckers.
Sergio.
Yeah.
Make it fast, Sergio.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm just calling to let you know that I bought the new Major League Baseball 2006 show for the PSP.
Yeah.
And I created a character named Greg Hughes. He plays third base for the Mets.
Were you able to make him look like Opie?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Take a screen cap and send it in.
Did he,
all right.
Did he pick the baseball up with his ass cheeks?
Drop it on second base.
I wasn't a good baseball player. I should be in right field.
Yeah.
And when I'm up to bat, I should be way out of the batter's box.
Do you know what they told me?
I was very scared to get close to the plate.
Yeah.
In school, I don't want to end on a really big laugh, but they always told me that I should have been an astronaut because I took up space.
Ah,
that's wonderful.
Because people.
All right. Ron and Fez up next.
Hey,
Fez.
You love the guys.
That Ron made me laugh so fucking hard last night listening to the replay.
Those guys are on fire, man.
Really funny.
He is a pisser.
I hope you enjoyed this crap today.
I did. I had fun today.
Yeah, we're going to be at F.H. Riley's 400 New York Avenue in Huntington on Long Island tomorrow night for late night karaoke.
Yep.
Most of us will be there, so we'll see you there. If
Join
not,
us.
I think we're doing the Pal Talk with that too, or we're going to try.
Yeah,
so the
let's
rest of the
do
country can check that out. So
everyone around the globe.
All right, man. Thank you.
We forgot to say TGIF.
Tomorrow. For Monday.
Everybody go home.